Good morning. It is 9:07 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Hey, how are you? My name is Chris Hand. Show's brought to you by our friends at Better Water LLC, and you can listen to that show anywhere. iHeart, tune in the FM dial. You can watch us as well. Super Talk TV, up and running. Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Rumble. Hit like, hit subscribe, jump in the chat. Join the show however you may feel the need to, whether it's in the YouTube chat. Phone lines, text lines open as always. 615-737-9986. Tonight's the big night. State of the Union. We're very excited. The event is completely sold out. If you had been listening to our pleas to buy tickets, you could be joining us, but now you can't. So we're going to have a lot of fun without you. Sorry. We won't have too much fun.
Not too much.
We are going to have a lot of whole milk. What?
I don't know. I just thought it was funny.
I just got my hot chocolate with whole milk.
Oh, yeah?
And 3 shots of espresso.
How many cups is that today?
It's number 2.
Let's go.
It's number 2. We're going for the high score today.
We were talking those rookie numbers yesterday. You got to get past 12 is what they said.
Yeah, people were not impressed with my caffeine intake yesterday, so we're going to up the game.
You could do it.
And by 11 o'clock, I'm hoping to sound like a chipmunk on Adderall.
Either that or you'll probably be passed out.
Could be one or the other. Either way, it's going to be an adventure. Welcome to the Chris Hand Show.
The Chris Hand Show to find out.
Welcome to the Chris Hand Show. We got a lot to cover. So, State of the Union tonight. We're going to be down at Legends Steakhouse in Smyrna watching the whole thing. We'll have all the reaction for you tomorrow as well. But as it stands right now, massive list of Democrats are boycotting this thing. There's 30 to be exact. Some of the big ones would be Pramila Jayapal, Maxine Waters. We got Adam Schiff. They're all sitting it out. And then there's some not so big names as well that we're not going to bore you with. But Fox News had the call of the game.
And that's exactly what President Trump can do, because this is the message that Republicans are going to take out to the midterms. The notes in which he echoes tonight will be exactly what you hear Republicans say on the stump. And you keep in mind, this is a president that's going to be out there. It's almost as if he was running for election. They're going to have him on the campaign trail. I'm expecting the president to deliver in a way in which the American people expect him to, presidentially, and tell them what's in it for them. What has he done over the course of a year? And I can tell you, he's accomplished a great deal cleaning up the mess of Joe Biden's presidency, but there's much more to be done.
And the Democrats won't be there to hear it, though they'll get the message one way or another.
No, 100%. And
one of the things that the Democrats don't understand is that nobody's going to miss them. Nobody cares. And I think one of the things they're trying to avoid is the memeable moments. You remember last year they had the stupid little signs? They had the little signs and it became like a meme template. You remember last year where young DJ got a standing ovation because he was made an honorary Secret Service agent, the young boy with cancer, and the Democrats wouldn't stand and give him applause. I think part of this is calculated by the Democrats because they don't want another one of those oh bleep moments where they look terrible, which, had they been in attendance, would have 100% happened. And there'll probably still be some of those moments tonight. Regardless, people are saying that it's going to be the longest State of the Union speech in history, ever. That was Kevin McCarthy saying that earlier today. I don't put much stock into what Kevin McCarthy says, but he does say, get ready, buckle in, because it is going to be a long State of the Union speech. So I guess that's something to be excited about, I guess. I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I don't really get too ginned up about the State of the Union. Do you get excited about the State of the Union?
Meh.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel.
I mean, we're getting all the information that we need throughout the year, whereas during the Biden administration, it was, you're finally giving us some kind of update. Maybe. If the teleprompter's right and you're not fumbling over your words.
I feel like a Democrat State of the Union is far more entertaining because there's a lot more to call out. The last big one from Joe Biden when he said Lincoln Riley. Do you remember that? Oh, my gosh, what an absolute train wreck that was. So we got a lot of Democrats that are going to be not showing up. That's okay. None of them took our invite to come to Legends Steakhouse.
Lame.
I know. I agree. I agree. The U.S. men's hockey team will be there. The U.S. women's gold medal winning hockey team, they're not going to be there. They declined the invitation to attend President Trump's State of the Union address. USA Hockey issued a very polite statement, very buttoned up. They said, "We're sincerely grateful for the invitation extended to our let me talk. I swear, I do need the 20 shots of espresso."
Do you, or is that what's stumbling you up?
Dun, dun, dun.
Nailed it.
Gold medal winning U.S. women's hockey team and deeply appreciate the recognition of their extraordinary achievement. Due to the timing and previously scheduled academic and professional commitments following the games, the athletes are unable to participate. They were honored to be included and are grateful for the acknowledgement. So Trump personally invited both of them. Do you remember during the phone call where he was talking to the men's hockey team? He said he would probably be impeached if he didn't invite the women. So we at least we avoided one impeachment. Maybe there'll be more down the road. We'll see what happens in the midterms. But the bets for tonight, that's what everybody wants to talk about. And I don't know. I'm not gonna put any money on this. Are you putting any money on the big State of the Union tonight?
Nah.
I feel like it's easy money if you bet that he's going to be going long. Let's look at some of these. Okay, what will Trump say during the State of the Union? Will he say America and American more than 50 times? Buy yes on that. That's 83%. So you'd spend what, $100, and you'd win 117. If you buy no on that, you spend $100, you win 486.
Ooh,
50 times seems like a lot.
that is a lot.
50 seems like a lot. Do you think that Donald Trump will go full college basketball player and start shaving off the number of times he would say America?
Because he's watching.
Don's got a lot of money on this. It's 48. We're gonna stop at 48. Will he say America, American 25 plus times? Buying yes on that will win you $5 if you bet 100. Buy no on that, you'd win 2,000 on 100. He's obviously going to say it more than 25 times.
Yeah.
Border. Well, he mentioned the border 7 times. This is a dicey one.
That one could cut it close.
That one could absolutely cut it close. You buy yes on that, you win 125. You buy no on that, you win 452. 7 times. Will he say border 7 times?
I think I'll talk about Mexico more than he will the actual border.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine he's going to go, we have the safest, most secure border in history. The border is closed. They said they couldn't close the border without a bill, but we closed the border. That's what, 4?
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, you could do 4 in basically a paragraph. I'd buy the over. Will he say hottest? Yes, he's going to say hottest. We're the hottest country in the world right now. We were a dead country. We're the hottest country in the world right now. You spend $100, you win $119. You say no, he's not going to say hottest. You spend $100, so you bet $100, you win $512. Artificial intelligence, 2+ times. Absolutely. That's easy money. Bet 100, win 125. I feel like some of this, like you could actually just really clean up on some of these yeses. Like he's absolutely going, that's free money, isn't it? Is that free money?
It's basically a free check.
Artificial intelligence, AI, 2+ times.
Mm-hmm.
That's free money. Why don't I bet? Will he say
same thing for years?
Will he say million, billion, or trillion 15 or more times?
I almost feel like that's cheating, putting them all together there, but
Well, then if you take the no, you bet $100, you win $723.
how many times does he have to say them?
15 plus. Some combination of million, billion, trillion.
I might be losing $100 tonight.
Dude, you like some of this stuff you could actually clean up. Is he going to say jobs 20 or more times?
Oh, for sure.
Well, you bet $100 on buying yes, you win 142. So you get, you're plus $42.
Yeah.
You buy no on that, you get $298. These are things that are interesting to me. Peanut. Will he say peanut? It's on the list. It's on the list. If he says peanut and you bet yes, $100, you're going to win $288.
That's not bad.
Why would he say peanut?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
This is like one of those weird ones where like I'm going to be watching and then he's going to bring up the peanut farmers and I'm going to be like, son of us.
Why didn't I put any money down?
There's some weird ones though. Cookie? Is he going to say cookie at all? If he does.
This is where it gets into the NBA stuff where people are going to be rigging. They'll be like, oh, hey, do you want a Girl Scout?
Yep. If he says cookie and you bet $100, you win $5.95. It's good money. It's good money. Fake news is a 50% bet. Will he say fake news? 192 if you bet 100 is what you win. If you say you won't say it, you win 192.
I think it's been a while since he said fake news.
Some of the other ones are IQ, steroid, alien, fentanyl, cocaine, Olympics, Supreme Court, nuclear, drill baby drill, Eli Lilly, AutoPen, UFC, hockey. Oh, yep, he's saying hockey tonight. That's free money.
He's definitely saying Olympics tonight.
He is definitely saying hockey. He's definitely saying Olympics. So, I mean, he's got the U.S. men's gold medal team.
Yeah.
So you bet $100 that he's going to say Olympics, you would win 11. It's what you get back 11. And if you bet $100 that he's going to say hockey, you win 118. So that's like $30 of free money right there.
Easy money.
Why are we doing this?
I don't know.
It's because we don't have the capital to invest.
No.
That's what it is. There are some rules. I don't really care about the rules. We're having fun here. Let's see. What are the other betting odds? Okay.
I feel like tariff is going to be the top word of the night.
You think so?
I do too. I definitely do.
Who is he going to mention?
Ooh.
Biden, yes, 95%. Yeah, so you bet 100, you win $5. Maduro, he's definitely going to mention Maduro. That would be bet 100, win $12. Marco Rubio, yep. Dell, that's some good value there. You bet $100, you win 133. You know the Dells were really big with the Trump accounts.
Yep.
So I would say that the Dells are absolutely going to get mentioned. Kavanaugh, Justice Kavanaugh. I don't know if he would mention Kavanaugh. Do you think he's going to mention any of the Supreme Court justices by name?
Probably not.
You know what I mean? Like that one's, I don't know. I don't know if I would do that. You bet $100 that he would say Kavanaugh, you win 137, so it's plus 37. Kash Patel, President Xi, those are easy money. You bet $100 and you get 168 if you mention Xi Jinping. Kash Patel, you bet $100, you win 171. He's definitely going to mention Kash Patel. That's free money.
Yeah. What do you think? Does it say anything about cartels over there?
Ooh, let's see. I don't see it. Nothing about the cartels.
What about Iran?
We got the Ayatollah Khomeini. You bet $100 that he's going to mention the Ayatollah, and you win 290.
Ooh.
But does he mention him by name?
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about.
You'd be biting your nails. Chuck Schumer. This is good value. I think Schumer gets mentioned because he's going to talk about the Schumer shutdown. And if it wasn't for the Schumer shutdown, we would have had 2% more points on the GDP.
So does he have to say Chuck Schumer, or can Schumer shutdown count, or him saying Chucky Shoe?
It just says Schumer.
Interesting.
I would imagine Schumer shutdown would suffice. Yeah. You bet $100, you win 249.
Yeah.
There's a lot of free money here.
If only I had hundreds of dollars to lay it across the board.
I know. Virginia, just hear me out.
Listen.
I'm going to take $10,000 today. And I'm going to win us at least $400. Don't worry. Don't ask any questions. But the money's going to be tied up for about 24 hours.
No groceries this week. I got an idea.
Yeah, the kids will be fine.
We got bread and water at home.
The kids are all right. Yeah, the Ice Cube diet.
Easy.
Ice Cube diet. We could feed them if we got more likes. There's a lot of stuff that you can get in. Places, Iran is 96%. So you bet $100, you win 104. There's no money in that. Let's go to some of the low percentages. Portland, you buy $100, you could win 725 if you buy yes on Portland. I might take a flyer on Portland. El Salvador, you bet $100, you win 475. I feel like El Salvador could get mentioned. You talk about what's going on in Mexico, what happened in Venezuela, and then the shining beacon on the hill in South America is El Salvador. Nayib Bukele. They locked everybody up. It's one of the safest countries in South America. I could absolutely see him getting a shout out. Memphis. This is good value. Memphis is one of the only cities that have been cooperating with the feds. You bet $100 that he's going to mention Memphis, you win $250. It's good value. I'll post the links for all these bets on my Twitter account. That way you can figure out what you want to do. We are excited to see you guys tonight at the State of the Union. We're going to be at Legends Steakhouse. The event is completely sold out, but it's going to be an absolute great time. You're going to be able to watch us on YouTube right up until the State of the Union kicks off. So we're looking forward to that. Zelensky was asked what he wants to hear from Trump in the State of the Union.
What would you like to hear from President Trump tomorrow at his State of the Union address?
I want him to stay on our side.
He's a sad little Ukrainian guy, isn't he?
Sad guy.
He's just a sad guy. 923. Super Talk. 99.7 WTN.
Nashville's morning news with Dan. I think that's brutal. Absolutely brutal. This is
Hey, what's up? It's Chris Hand here for my friend Shane Ring over at Cover Nash. If you need health insurance and you're just hoping nothing happens to you between now and open enrollment, you do know that you don't have to wait for open enrollment, right? That's what the big guys want you to think. It's one of the biggest misconceptions in health insurance. Right now, with Cover Nash, you can get covered, no waiting, no gimmicks. You missed open enrollment, Cover Nash has you covered. You lost your job coverage, Cover Nash has you covered. You're sick of overpriced junk insurance? Well, you're in the right place. You see, Cover Nash partners with over 75 top-rated insurance companies, including brand new nationwide PPO options with deductibles as low as $250. Flat $50 doctor visits, even for specialists. ACA-compliant plans with free preventative care. Not that anybody's like super excited about a colonoscopy, but at least you're not paying for it. Plans for individuals, families, self-employed folks, small businesses. Stop overpaying. Stop waiting. Stop thinking you're stuck. You can go to covernash.com or you can pick up the phone and call Shane Ring today. 615-465-0023. 615-465-0023. Cover Nash. Health insurance on your terms, not the government's. Covernash.com.
Up ahead, what the State Department is doing to help Americans trapped in Mexico. And a couple of accidents with crazy similarities happening one day apart from each other. Those stories coming up at 9:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
That's Joan Jones in the newsroom. My name is Chris Hand. We still have Americans stranded in Mexico. What is the U.S. government doing to get them out? Plus, updates on the Iran situation on the way. We're getting word from Caroline Levitt. She's also giving an update on what to expect tonight from the State of the Union speech. All that and more on the way. You can listen to us on iHeartRadio. Tune in the FM dial. Find us on Supertalk TV, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Rumble. Hit like, hit subscribe, share the show with your friends. It's 9:30 on Supertalk 99.7 WTN.
Good morning. I'm Joan Jones with your top stories. Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum saying that there's a greater calm in Mexico today, a day after violence erupted at mostly resort areas frequented by Americans. Now, this comes after the killing of the drug lord known as El Mencho. Americans had initially been told to shelter in place. We get the latest on this with ABC's Whit Johnson.
The State Department says they've been in contact with hundreds of Americans in Mexico. Despite the widespread damage, the situation appears to be improving, but they're urging U.S. citizens to call their 24-hour hotline if they're unable to leave the country.
The airport in Puerto Vallarta appears to be operating once again today. One person is dead, another injured after their car was hit by a train yesterday.
This happened on Kinney School Road, just outside of Springfield. They say a car was hit by an oncoming train and went down into a ravine, trapping the people inside.
Channel 4's Danielle Ledbetter there. Now, eerily similar, a train hit a car on Sunday night, too, in Wartrace. In that accident, it pushed the car for about a mile before coming to a stop. One person also died in that crash. It's a big day tomorrow for In-N-Out Burger fans in Franklin. A restaurant opens tomorrow at 10:30 there. Now, this location stays open until 1 a.m. daily, extended hours to 1:30 on the weekends. 3 others in the Nashville area already open, and plans for 2 more in Madison and in Hendersonville. That's the latest news. We've got your weather next. I'm Joan Jones, WTN News.
Hey, what's up? It's Chris Hand here for my friends at Better Water LLC. I got to tell you about these guys. If you got weird smells, stains, or just plain old bad tasting water at the house or at the office, these are the people you need to call. They can install what essentially is like a giant Brita filter for your entire house, or they can scale it down to fit right under your sink. They can do it for your whole business, and they handle removing everything. You might not even know the nasty stuff that's in your water. We're talking sulfur, iron, chlorine, bacteria, even E. coli. Here's the best part. Better Water will test your water for free. If you don't have any of that stuff in there, they'll give you a clean bill of health on your water and say, have a great day. If you do have some of the nasty stuff in here, they offer a range of options. Reverse osmosis, specialized filters, UV lights. Better Water has you covered. Local company based out of Smyrna. They're already treating the water at the coffee shops around town and at the local hospitals. So if you got weird smelling, bad tasting water, stop drinking the junk out of your tap. Stop bathing in it. Give Better Water a call today. 615-355-6063. 615-355-6063. Or find them online, betterwater.com. It's 9:36 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Hey, how are you? My name is Chris Hand. The show is brought to you by our friends at Better Water LLC. We got Mason Fleming producing. We got Joan Jones in the newsroom. We got you guys on the phone lines, the text line, the YouTube chat, 615-737-9986. Appreciate you guys listening or watching the show, however you may be doing it. Hit the share button. We appreciate that as well, helping us grow the digital footprint of the radio station. Tonight, we're going to be out at Legends Steakhouse in Smyrna for our Steak of the Union party. We're going to be watching the president's address to the nation with you all. We'll be doing the whole thing live on YouTube, too, in the lead up to the State of the Union speech. Matt Murphy's going to be down there starting at 3 o'clock, doing his whole show out there live. Should you want to go by there and grab an early meal and see Matt, you're welcome to do so. Right around 6 o'clock, our event's going to kick off, and then they're going to be doing the whole checking tickets thing and all that. But there's a window in there if you want to go see Matt, so make sure to take advantage of that, and we hope to see you there tonight. Where we were talking about some of the betting odds, and people were like, "Oh my gosh, is this a gambling show?" It's like I actually don't gamble at all. I just find it fun and interesting.
I live vicariously through you reading the stats.
That's all I do. Yeah, that's about as far as I'll get to making a bet. We do know he's going to talk about a few things tonight. Iran is going to be a big topic of conversation. I don't know what is going to happen with Iran. There were reports that one Dan Raisin Kane didn't want to go to war, and President Trump has just full on assaulted that news story last night on Truth Social, saying numerous stories from the fake news media have been circulating stating that General Dan Kane, sometimes referred to as Raisin, is against us going to war with Iran. The story does not attribute this vast wealth of knowledge to anyone and is 100% incorrect. General Kane, like all of us, would like not to see war, but if a decision is made on going against Iran at a military level, it is his opinion that it will be something easily won. He knows Iran well, in that he was in charge of Midnight Hammer, the attack on the Iranian nuclear development. It is a development no longer, but rather was blown to smithereens by our great B-2 bombers. Raisin Kane is a great fighter and represents the most powerful military anywhere in the world. He has not spoken of not doing Iran or even the fake limited strikes that I've been reading about. He only knows one thing, how to win. And if he is told to do so, he will be leading the pack. Everything that has been written about a potential war with Iran has been written incorrectly and purposefully so. I am the one that makes the decision. I would rather have a deal than not, but if we don't make a deal, it will be a very bad day for the country, and very sadly, its people, because they are great and wonderful, and something like this should never have happened to them. President Donald J. Trump. So he goes at the fake news. He also talks about the limited strike that Dan Kane was in charge of, Operation Midnight Hammer. He says that the nuclear developments aren't developing anymore. They were blown to smithereens, yet here we still are staring down the barrel of another limited engagement, a war, something along those lines with Iran. I hope that a lot of these news stories are just posturing for negotiations so that way they can get them to take the foot off the gas pedal of military aggression. But, you know, we don't know. None of us know. And I think that's what's laid out in that Donald Trump Truth Social post. He makes the decision. Everything else is bovine scatology until it happens. So we don't know. We're just sitting here waiting. Will it happen soon? Will it happen ever? Your guess is as good as mine. All we can do is wait. I am grateful that it's President Trump at the helm and not Kamala Harris. We talked about this yesterday. And I do think that President Trump there should be some criticism here. There should be. We don't want to be in another quagmire. It does feel a bit neocon-y the way we're going after Iran. It just does. And I'm not a huge fan, especially when you see what's going on in Mexico. That's a war we can all support. Let's go after these cartels and let's take them off the face of the earth. Like, let's just do that. If our military-industrial complex needs something to keep them busy, I feel like that would keep them busy. Caroline Leavitt was asked about Iran, and she was asked, does the president consider Iran a threat?
But what the United States is doing to ensure that not only America is the safest country in the world, but remains the strongest country in the world.
Does he consider Iran a threat that remains abroad?
Well, look, Iran chants death to America, so you tell me if that's a threat.
I mean, I would just say Iran's been chanting death to America since before I was born. And the last I checked, we're still here. So I don't know. Hey, maybe that's enough reason to bomb them. I'm not a foreign policy expert. I'm not a geopolitical expert. I'm just reading the tea leaves. It does look like we are going to attack Iran in some shape or fashion. Maybe soon. Maybe tonight. Maybe during the State of the Union. Be like, by the way, the planes are on the way. It's like, what? Like right now? Yes, they're dropping bombs as we speak. Maybe it could happen. I wouldn't put it past Donald J. Trump for the theatrics in that. That would, in full disclosure, that would be pretty badass. You know what I mean? You're in the middle of one of the biggest speeches. By the way, we're currently bombing Iran. I don't think that's going to happen. I didn't even see any odds for that on the poly market, but you never know. Meanwhile, closer to home, Mexico is still a war zone. Americans are still under a shelter-in-place order from Marco Rubio's State Department because Mexican authorities don't have the situation under control or as under control as they would like it to be.
Themselves under a shelter-in-place order from the State Department. And the State Department shelter-in-place order goes to Puerto Vallarta, Guadalajara, Chapala, Reynosa, Michoacan, Guerrero, Nuevo Leon. I mean, a lot of people are trying to get out of there, Robert, as fast as they can, and they're having a hard time doing it.
Yeah, well, I got to tell you, and you've probably heard me say this before, is that I tell people not to go to Mexico. And I think there's even more reason for me to say that because things have changed now. President Trump has said he's going after the cartel. And I think by us providing information to Mexican authorities on his location and taking him out, you're going to see more of this.
I'd like to see more of it. That was Robert Almonte, former U.S. Marshal, speaking on Fox News yesterday. We should want more of this. We should want to take the cartels off the face of the earth. This is what happens in the third world. We can't let this happen next door any longer, and we understand what they're doing to American citizens with the poison that they're pumping into our country every single day. If you got rid of the cartels, you would get rid of a massive chunk of drug trafficking and a massive chunk of human trafficking. And everybody knows it. Yet this silence that we've had here in America on this topic, it's deafening. I'm grateful for the president taking some action. And we do know that the military, our military, was training those Mexican authorities when they went after El Mencho. Our fingerprints are all over it. We need more fingerprints. I would like to see direct action. I'd like to see some drone strikes. And I feel like we could. Don't you feel like we could do that in an afternoon? Like with the intelligence that we have, with the satellites at our fingertips, with the on-the-ground intelligence, with the surveillance that we are able to do, with the technology, I feel like we could take these guys out in an afternoon. Why haven't we? That's the bigger question. Meanwhile, Mexican priests are they're going to the rooftops and praying as the cartel war rages on. Breitbart has a story. Catholic priests in Jalisco, Mexico, took to the rooftops on Sunday to display the Blessed Sacrament and pray for peace in their country as a terror campaign in response to the elimination of El Mencho plunged much of the country into chaos. Violence spread throughout at least 18 states in Mexico following the killing of El Mencho, the head of the cartel Jalisco New Generation. El Mencho is widely considered one of the country's most powerful cartel bosses, and CJNG is a U.S. designated terrorist organization. It does feel like spiritual warfare on a certain level. It does. These cartels feel satanic. And it does feel like if America doesn't do something, we're running out of options because it's hard to trust the Mexican government to do the right thing. Senator Mark Wayne Mullen was asked about this, and he said the Mexican president, Claudia Sheinbaum, she needs to stop playing games with the cartels and get rid of them once and for all.
Mexico, when she just recently came out and said that they can't use lethal force against the cartels because it's against law. What law? They're slaughtering people in their streets, and the president of Mexico is saying we're not going to fight against them. We're not going to use lethal force against them. It's absurd, and it's affecting our streets. It's affecting our borders. Well, every time you take out a cartel leader, it creates a vacuum, and what we've seen is these cartels have been splitting. So when we used to have 4 cartels operating, now we have 8 cartels, and actually we have more than that, but we have 8 main cartels. And now that President Trump has put such a strain on them, we've taken away their ability to have billions of dollars through human trafficking. We're really hitting them hard on drug trafficking. Now there's not as much money to share, so now these cartels are fighting each other for territory, and they're trying to take control again. And as they're fighting each other, it's a great opportunity for us and Mexico to take them all out. Now, are we going to eliminate all the drug trafficking in the world? Absolutely not. But can we get a handle on it again? Absolutely. And this is an opportunity to do it. But anybody that's planning on going to Mexico for spring break, I mean, my chiropractor called me yesterday and said he's still planning on going to Cancun. I said, are you crazy?
Right.
No one should be going down there right now. Right. It is very volatile, and the United States is laser focused on watching what's taking place.
Well, and we're grateful to the United States keeping an eye on this. But the president of Mexico, Claudia Sheinbaum, says that they can't use lethal force against the cartels. They can't? You mean the psychopaths that are trafficking drugs and humans and lighting cars on fire and creating blockades and opening fire indiscriminately? You can't. No. It turns out it's against the law. Oh, I didn't know that. I'm learning that for the first time. It's amazing. Well, I credit to Mexico. I didn't realize they did things by the book down there. Unbelievable. Caroline Leavitt revealed that Secretary of State Marco Rubio is actively trying to get Americans that are stranded in Mexico out of the country. And if anybody can do it, it's Rubio and his State Department.
Secretary Rubio and the State Department are absolutely on it. We hear from Americans directly who are in Mexico because the State Department immediately set up 24/7 phone lines, and they're taking hundreds of calls a day, providing Americans on the ground with travel support and advice. The State Department also has issued new travel advisories, and they'll continue to update those as the situation progresses. So we encourage all Americans in Mexico to, of course, adhere to the guidance provided by the State Department. Right now, we are unaware of any reports of any Americans being hurt, kidnapped, or killed, and the Mexican drug cartels know not to lay a finger on a single American, or they will pay severe consequences under this president. And they already are. This operation, which was carried out successfully by the Mexican authorities, was, of course, supported by the United States, would not have happened without the leadership of President Trump. He has made it a day one priority to target and go after these vicious drug cartels that have shipped deadly poison to our country for far too long. He signed an executive order to rightfully designate them as foreign terrorist organizations. We've seen the president take unilateral lethal action against drug boats sailing through the Caribbean. And now, of course, we are coordinating and cooperating and pushing the Mexican government to do more to end the scourge of deadly drugs coming through our United States southern border, which, of course, is now secure thanks to President Trump as well.
Well, let's just pray that the Mexican authorities do what's needed to be done. As you heard there, Caroline Leavitt laying out how President Trump made this a day one priority. She also confirmed the reports that American fingerprints are all over this operation. It says that Rubio is on it, and if any American gets hurt, there's going to be consequences. I think that there needs to be consequences now. Is this changing your vacation plans? Do you want to go vacation in Mexico when you see this breaking out? I don't. And just full disclosure, I wouldn't. I don't know if that changes your calculations. 615-737-9986. But I would imagine it would a little bit, right? Like, there's other places that we can go that you don't have to worry about it. And I think it's also important to point out the violence that you're seeing in Mexico is the same violence that was imported into America under the Joe Biden administration. Full stop. The third world barbaric violence that you see in Mexico with these cartels was welcomed into the United States of America. And we called them newcomers under the Joe Biden administration. Not enough credits given to Donald Trump for how quickly that changed. And it's changing fast. Patty Marin, the mother of Rachel Marin, had a message for the left when it came to the open borders under Joe Biden. And the outrage that the left has when Renee Nicole Good gets shot or Alex Preddy gets shot, but the silence that we get from the left when Rachel Marin is killed or Laken Riley is killed or Jocelyn Nungary is killed. We'll bring you those comments from Patty Marin on the way. It's 9:51. This is Super Talk 99.7 WTN. My wife called him yesterday. We got on the schedule with Zero Res. Hey, it's Chris Hand for my friends at Zero Res. We wanted to do a preemptive strike. Baseball season is coming. And as much as we would beg and we will ask and we will plead for the cleats to be taken off in the garage, they usually get taken off in the living room. And I don't know if you know anything about spring baseball, but there's a lot of rain, a lot of mud, a lot of dirt. So we want to get those carpets to a clean before we start caking stuff on top of it. So we called Zero Res. They're the Maha of carpet cleaning. ZR water, no soap, no harsh chemicals, no residue. The carpets and upholstery won't just look insanely clean. They're going to stay clean longer. And the fact that they're not using chemicals means I don't have to stress out when my 3-year-old is rolling around on the floor. You don't have to stress out either. It's not just carpets. They do air ducts, tile, rugs, upholstery, the works. It's perfect if you get as many little people running through your house as I do. It's perfect if you just want to clean the house as well. You're not going to go wrong with Zero Res. 615-535-9376. That's 615-535-9376. Give them a call and say, I need to get on the schedule with you guys. And maybe you don't like talking to people. Well, they have an option for you there as well. ZeroResNashville.com. Just click the website, book online, ZeroResNashville.com.
Coming up here, should abortion be treated like murder? That is what a couple of legislators are aiming for. And the reward money in the Nancy Guthrie case hits a new high. Those stories coming up at 10 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
That's Joan Jones in the newsroom. Hey, how are you? My name is Chris Hand. Show's brought to you by Better Water LLC, water filtration systems, water softeners, betterwater.com. We're talking about the cartel violence that we're seeing in Mexico, and you understand that's the same violence that was imported into America under 4 years with Joe Biden. Donald Trump had a big event yesterday where he was honoring the Angel families, those families who have lost loved ones to illegal aliens. And Angel mom, Patty Marin, was on Fox News yesterday talking about that event and how much it means to her that Donald Trump cares about her family.
They're looking at American citizens as just casualties. And because they're not personally and emotionally invested, it doesn't move them. It's like they lack empathy. And to them, having an agenda and having a political plan to go forward in that agenda, they're missing out on the humanity of all of this. It affects, they estimate like 25,000 people a year. That's a low estimate. 25,000 people a year being murdered and killed by illegal immigrants. And even I've met illegal immigrants in my hometown that they've told me they're here illegally. They don't commit crime. Even they don't want the criminals here. That's part of the reason why they left. And so President Trump removing our country of these murderers and just literally criminally insane people is the right thing to do. President Trump cares about the everyday person. He truly does. And
Amen. That was Rachel Marin's mother, Patty Marin. I've had the opportunity to meet her. She is a very, very sweet and genuine woman who's been through a lot. And one of the people that's been there for her has been President Trump. And I think tonight, when we're watching the State of the Union together at Legend Steakhouse in Smyrna, this is going to be one of the stories that is on full display. Donald Trump cares. He actually has empathy. Not the toxic empathy that you see from the left, but true, genuine empathy. And Patty Marin there, Rachel Marin's mother, nailed it. It's 10 o'clock. Super Talk, 99.7 WTN.
Good morning. I'm Joan Jones with your top stories. And for drivers, got some caution here in Dixon. They're still working the crash scene on I-40 westbound at Centerville-Dixon, exit number 172. There's a huge 40-gallon diesel fuel spill on the roadway, so there's a hazmat crew on the roadway. It's open there, but the left lane is blocked off by it, and it's pretty slow still this morning. New legislation proposed in the state legislature would expand equal protections to unborn babies and require those who get abortions to face the same punishments as murderers.
Dixon Republican State Rep Jody Barrett's pushing new legislation that would classify abortion as fetal homicide. The proposal could expose expectant mothers who obtain abortions to the death penalty, including doctors. Supporters argue the measure provides equal protection to unborn children under state law. The bill could be introduced to the House Subcommittee on Population and Health as soon as next week. Ken Weaver, WTN News.
A 77-year-old man who was killed in a hit-and-run crash on Friday evening on Antioch Pike has been identified as Jerry Robinson. This happened around 7:30 in the evening. Police do believe that Robinson was in the crosswalk when he was struck by a silver car traveling eastbound. The driver didn't stop, and police are still looking for him. Wilson County Sheriff Robert Bryan says he's no fan of bringing an ICE facility to this area. In a Facebook post, he says it's not a good fit. Congressman John Rose hints that there may be some truth to that notion.
We do have to keep in mind that a facility of this size is going to require a significant workforce, and frankly, that means that they need to be close to a workforce that can scale and where there will be enough members of the workforce that would be interested in this type of work.
The congressman speaking with Dan Mandis earlier. Now, according to the Tennessean, U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement is eyeing a property along the Highway 109 South Corridor to build a mega center. It could house up to 16,000 people arrested in the Trump administration's immigration crackdown. Savannah Guthrie releasing a new video this morning about her missing mother. It's been 24 days since she disappeared.
And every hour and minute and second and every long night has been agony since then of worrying about her and fearing for her and aching for her. And most of all, just missing her. Just missing her.
The family's now upping their reward. Now, this is the family reward alone is now up to $1 million. That is the latest news. We've got your weather next. I'm Joan Jones, WTN News.
It's 10:06 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Hey, how are you? My name is Chris Hand. You can find me on Twitter, True Social, and Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at Chris Hand on Air. Hit the follow button, hit the subscribe button, like, do whatever the thing needs you to do. Just do the thing.
Do the thing. You know the thing.
You know the thing, right? You know the thing.
You got to do the thing and the thing.
Log in, and then whatever the next step is.
You know.
You know. At Chris Hand on Air. You know the thing.
It's the thing with the, yeah.
I was channeling my inner Joe Biden. We hold these truths to be the thing.
You know.
We're looking forward to the State of the Union tonight. We're going to be at Legend Steakhouse in Smyrna. The whole thing is going to, the thing. It's going to be live on YouTube. The whole thing.
The whole thing and nothing but the thing.
Nothing but the thing. So help us God. It'll be on YouTube. We're looking forward to it. Murphy's going to be down there starting at 3 o'clock. He's going to be doing his whole show down there live. Our actual event, the ticketed event, starts at 6 o'clock.
Big Six.
The Big Six. And then we're going to be hanging out. But if you want to go down there and see Murphy, you don't have tickets, you can go in, stop in for a bite to eat between that 3 to 6 window and say hello to Matt Murphy or just harass him from afar.
Give him glares that he doesn't know why.
Bring some chocolate-covered raisins to throw at him or something. You know, the thing.
The thing, you know.
The thing. And then just when he gets mad, as he tends to, just tell him Chris Hand told me to do it. And then you'll be off the hook. And I'll have to deal with it.
And we'll happily take it. We'll take that heat.
I'll take those slings and arrows. I'll do that for you.
Yeah, it's that meme with the soldier.
Yep.
Just out.
So it's the meme with the umbrella, and you're blocking all the indoctrination from the kids. That's me. It's me protecting you from Matt Murphy. We're really looking forward to it. It's going to be a good night tonight, and we're going to have a lot of fun. So if you're coming out, we look forward to seeing you. If you missed out, well, better luck next time. We told you for months now about the tickets. So
yes, sir.
We apologize, but whatever. We don't really apologize. I don't. Somebody probably will.
Somebody will.
Dan would apologize.
Yeah, he'll apologize to Murphy for you throwing the.
Did you hear Dan on his show? He was actually trying to figure out how to get more tickets to sell because people were hitting him up.
Ooh.
Yeah, we're not doing that on the Chris Hand show. There's a lot of legwork.
Nah, you guys missed out.
Contact Rich Ferris. One of the big topics tonight of the State of the Union, I am pretty sure, and I'm sure that this is going to be a huge, huge topic, will be the Save America Act. It seems like everybody wants this done. A majority of voters, a majority of Democrats, a majority of black voters, basically every Republican minus Mitch McConnell and John Thune. And the dragging of the feet is getting so annoying. It really is. Can we just do some work, guys? Can we just do some work? Anna Paulina Luna was talking about the SAVE Act last night. She says Democrats are actively working to sabotage it, and I would go a bit further. I think rhinos are actively working to sabotage it as well. This is Anna Paulina Luna.
Yeah, the Democrats have been doing everything possible to ensure that elections are not secure. And then at the same time, they're saying that President Trump is trying to steal the midterms, which is obviously false. But the point is that when you have an entire party that's depending on open, illegal advocacy and basically wanting to give mass amnesty to over 20 million illegal immigrants, very supportive of the Save America Act. And so what we're going to be doing, and I think President Trump was very clear about this, and you'll probably hear about it at the State of the Union, but voter ID is a must pass. It's going to secure our elections. It is a non-negotiable. And Leader Thune has a very big decision to make. Is he going to do the right thing and embrace the standing filibuster, or is he going to deny the will of the American people? And there's other ways to get around this. We could put this in FISA, which is a must-pass reauthorization, but I do not believe that Democrats want to secure elections, and it's for reasons that I think people can put two and two together on.
Yeah, it's for the newcomers. It's for the newcomers. And Democrats will say, well, guys, this is the new one. It used to never happen. Like 6 months ago, this never happens. Illegal aliens aren't voting in our elections. And now it's guys. It's so few that it doesn't even really make a difference. Okay, so can we just secure this thing up? Then you provide them with real-world examples, and they call you a conspiracy theorist. Nick Shirley was exposing voter fraud in California. And this is one of those stories that is not getting enough play because Nick Shirley, as you know, is an alt-right extremist YouTuber. So he doesn't get any credit for the reporting that he does, but he does great reporting. And he's in California, and he finds out that dozens upon dozens of voters are registered where, you might ask? Well, they're registered at the UPS store. Because, of course, I don't know about you, but every time I've registered to vote, it's been at a UPS store. That's my address. This is really happening. Nick Shirley breaks it down.
Here in California at this UPS store in San Diego, over 30 people are registered to vote as this is their primary residence. It's all.
That's your primary residence? Yes. I live in the UPS store. At least if it was a Walmart, you could buy it. You ever see those videos on the internet of like some guy secretly living in a Walmart for 2 years and then nobody knew he was there? He's just behind the paper towels. He's got like a little makeshift den.
Yeah.
Be pretty gangster.
Honestly, I've considered it a couple times.
Dude, who hasn't? Who hasn't?
It'd be great.
But nobody ever considers a UPS store. Unless, of course, you're an illegal alien trying to vote.
Primary residence. It's all right to have this as a location where you receive a ballot, but you can't have it as your primary residence. And all these people do right here. For instance, this lady right here, Gloria, she's 100 years old and she voted in the 2024 election. In fact, the large majority of these people voted in the 2024 election, and some of these people even have the exact same P.O. boxes. I don't think too many people can live inside of a P.O. box.
What a conspiracy theorist, right? So you can receive your ballot there, but it can't be your primary residence. Yet 30 plus individuals have it as their primary residence. In fact, some of these individuals are using the same P.O. box as their primary residence. Everything's on the up and up. Stop asking questions.
And what's concerning about this is right now in Pollard Market, Gavin Newsom is also setting the stage to become the next Democrat nominee for the 2028 election. Meanwhile, there's massive voter fraud taking place. You actually don't even need an ID to vote here inside of California. And like I said, over 30 people are registered to vote inside of this UPS store alone. A little crazy.
A little crazy. Just a little. Just, nothing to see here. So it's California, right? Well, California does California things. It's not the whole country, right? Right? Like, I don't want to do the full Star Wars meme, but like, it's not the whole country, right? Well, fun fact. People are also registering to vote at UPS locations in Georgia, on the clear other side of the country. This comes from another investigative journalist, David Cate, who is also probably going to be described by the mainstream media as an alt-right extremist and a YouTuber, because that's the way that they can discredit him. Young guy going out and figuring out information on his own, not letting the mainstream media force feed him. And he finds himself at a UPS store. And at this UPS store, 96 are registered to vote.
Here is a similarity between the healthcare fraud in Minnesota and the voter fraud here in Georgia. We were just laughing about it.
Yeah, it's funny because if we were to trust the voter rolls, that means that 96 people are supposed to be sleeping in there, using the bathroom, showering, cooking.
As their main residence.
As their main residence. The same way how there's supposed to be a certain amount of kids at a daycare when they go and visit these daycares in Minnesota owned by Somalis. It's the exact same thing. And a key thing that people don't understand is that all of the welfare fraud starts with voter fraud. If you end up on a voter registration list, you can suddenly start to claim benefits because, oh my God, now you have a residential address.
Yep, exactly. So now they know where to send the checks to.
Well, we're at a UPS store located at 2625 Piedmont Road Northeast in Atlanta, Fulton County, where apparently 96 people are right now actively registered to vote. And the reason we're laughing is because this is such a clear violation of law in Georgia. It's very specific. You cannot use a UPS store, a P.O. box, a virtual mailbox, whatever you want to call it, as a place of residence.
This should be cut and dry, right? Like, this should be pretty easily understandable by any average Democrat. Yet they'll still say it's always exceedingly rare because they moved the goalposts. It never happened 6 months ago. Now it's exceedingly rare. It's happening at such small numbers, it could never affect the outcome of an election. Don't worry about it. You must be listening to those YouTubers, those conspiracy theorists, those alt-righters. Or people are just doing investigations and they're figuring it out for themselves. Elon Musk is calling on leader John Thune to pass the SAVE Act, but he's also not counting his chickens before they hatch. He says he can't get it done. He can't get it done. Well, in that case, we need another leader, because if you look at the polling, man, 85% of Americans want to see this done. Mike Lee was talking about this yesterday with Maria Bartiromo.
Look, we absolutely need the Save America Act. 85 to 90% of Americans agree that people ought to have to establish that they're citizens to vote in U.S. elections, and they should have to show up on polling day with a photo ID. I also believe that with a bill this popular, we really owe it to the American people, when we consider it, to make any senators wishing to filibuster to actually speak. They shouldn't be able to filibuster while they're napping. They shouldn't be able to filibuster while they're at the Munich Security Conference. Filibuster in this circumstance should require them to go to the Senate floor, seek recognition, and start speaking until they are no longer able. That's how we ought to get this thing passed, and I think we need to. As far as the timing of it, that's going to be complicated a little bit by the fact that Democrats shut down the Department of Homeland Security and then left for the Munich Security Conference. We'll have to deal with that, I suspect, before we turn to the Save America Act, but that's why we've got to get it done fast.
So
that's Mike Lee saying, the timing on this is going to be tough, but he also goes on to say that John Thune is not committed to a standing filibuster to pass the Save America Act. He says that Thune is going to bring it forward and he's going to allow them to get a vote, but when it comes to the standing filibuster, he's not sure that Thune is going to be there to push that across the finish line.
Well, I believe Senator Thune is going to bring it forward. I believe he's going to allow us to get a vote. Okay. What remains to be seen is exactly what procedure we will use. But I hope in that process I'll continue to make the case to him and to my other colleagues that filibustering senators should be required to speak. If they don't want this law, let them explain that at length to the American people until they are no longer able to do so.
That's what the American people want. That's what we're begging for. That and just nuking the filibuster outright, because we know the Democrats will do the exact same thing as soon as they ever get their fingers on power again. We need the Save America Act. 100%, and we need it done before midterms. Some of the dates that I'm hearing tossed around is like, oh, geez, maybe March, maybe April. It's like, are we really going to do this song and dance for another 2 months when we could just get it to the floor and get it done? John Thune, one of the big reasons why John Thune doesn't want to do the standing filibuster is because, gee whiz, guys, time is a commodity. We need our time. It's like, okay, this could be done already. And everybody knows it, up to and including John Thune. Yet here we are, continuing the song and dance, and it looks like this song and dance on the Save America Act is going to continue for at least another month, at the very least. And to me, it feels like they're just moving the goalposts and inching the ball further down the road so that way before we know it, we're in full-on midterm swing. And then they can go, well, we ran out of time. Time is a commodity. Got it. We'll talk a little bit more about the SAVE Act on the way. Tim Burchett weighed in. Bernie Sanders weighed in. We also got Gavin Newsom. He was sitting down with Jim Clyburn, and he's oh geez, guys, oh geez, it's so tough to find your birth certificate. Okay, this is what they're doing. It was racist, then it was misogynistic, and now it's like, who knows where their birth certificate is? How could you find that? We'll bring you these comments and more on the way. Plus, Zohran Mamdani. He doesn't want ID to vote, but he does require ID to shovel snow, and he's trying to clean up these comments as best he can. All that and more. 1021 Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Hey, what's up? It's Chris Hand here from my friends at the Wellness Institute of Nashville. And if you're living with pain, you don't need to be. Back pain, neck pain, sciatica, herniated or bulging discs, spinal stenosis. Maybe you got numbness or weakness in your arms or legs, fingers or toes. You don't have to live that way, and you can get back to a pain-free life with a phone call to the Wellness Institute of Nashville. They have my seal of approval on a deal that could change your life. They're the first and only office in the state of Tennessee with the brand new HydroWave. This is technology that is going to stimulate your own stem cells for cellular healing. You pair that with robotic lasers, anti-gravity machines, cryotherapy, and the non-surgical spinal decompression. And this is as advanced as it gets. And how does 47% off sound? This is the deal that you need to take advantage of today. Dr. Mitchell is the best doctor. He should be your doctor. Bring your MRI. They'll take x-rays if needed. He'll walk you through exactly what's happening and give you a real treatment plan to fix the problem. A pain-free life is within reach. It is possible, but you got to make the call to the Wellness Institute of Nashville. 615-246-5009, 615-246-5009, or find these guys online, painisbad.com.
To strike or not to strike? That is the question on Iran. President Trump is speaking out about it now, and why a former teacher is sitting behind bars in Chapel Hill today. Those stories coming up at 10:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
That's Joan Jones in the newsroom. My name is Chris Hand. Mason Fleming is producing. You can find us on social media. I'm at Chris Hand on air. Did you fix all your social media accounts? Are you doing it now? Are you doing social media again?
Am I doing social media again? I don't know.
That's a no.
That's a no for now.
It's a no.
I'm fixing some stuff. I'm organizing, untangling. I still don't know my password.
Okay, there it is. All right, there it is. Okay. All right. So don't follow Mason, but at Chris Hand on air. We'll let you know when Mason's doing social media again.
Give me till Friday, maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
Do you have to contact them?
Yeah.
Are they going to need a copy of your birth certificate?
Maybe.
To prove that you are you? You know how hard it is to get those things, right?
It's lost. I had no idea where it is.
I mean, and the same is true with voting. It's so hard.
So hard.
Bernie Sanders says he doesn't know how to find or get his birth certificate.
No, you're not talking about voter ID. That's the way Trump defines it. But you're talking about, now I don't know about California's initiative, but I do know what's going on in Washington, is that some geniuses think that before you can, maybe I have it wrong here, register to vote, you need a passport or your birth certificate. Do you have a passport or your birth certificate?
At the moment?
Do you?
I do. I have
but
both.
millions of people don't. I don't have my birth certificate. God knows how I get it.
You just contact the place where you were born, the city. It's usually like anywhere from like $15 to $50. It's pretty easy. I love how he sets up the reporter. He's like, "Do you have your birth certificate?" And she's like, "I do, actually." "Oh, well, there's a million other people that don't have their birth certificate. So consider yourself lucky. you dodged a bullet here. You can vote." Tim Burchett responded to Bernie Sanders talking about his birth certificate on social media, giving him a play-by-play on just how young Bernie can go about getting his birth certificate.
Hey, everybody, Tim Burchett. I woke up this morning perplexed that one of our U.S. senators doesn't know how to get his own birth certificate.
Perplexed.
Bernie Sanders. I think he represents Vermont, but he was born in New York State, I think in 1941. So I just typed in my little cell phone here in the Google search. And if you don't know the Google search, Bernie, that's GOOGLE. If you'll click it and then type in, after you get it up at the top, how to get a birth certificate in New York. And guess what? It popped right up.
That's insane. I didn't know Tim Burchett was like the guy from Grandma's Boy that's like half robot. You remember that? Remember that guy? Tim Burchett. It's like, this is unbelievable. He's half machine. He has to be to know how to use the internet this good.
One of the smartest men alive.
He very well could be the smartest man on planet Earth.
The Vital Records Department. And then you just scroll down and it says birth certificate, oddly enough. Crazy talk. And then I clicked on that and it went through what you need to do. And then you can even use your credit card, which I'm sure you as a capitalist will have a credit card. Or if you don't, I'm sure one of your many staffers will have that. And all you got to do is fill it out. And dadgum, guess what? They'll mail it to you, Bernie. It's crazy talk.
It is crazy talk. We didn't all go to college, Tim. We can't just be expected to know how to use these things like the internet. And what did he say it was? A Google search? What the hell is a Google search? Nobody knows, Tim. Give Bernie a break. Cut him some slack, Tim.
Sometimes talking with the Dems make me feel like we're living in the movie Idiocracy.
Dude, we are. We are 100% living in Idiocracy.
It's nuts.
You know that in Idiocracy, they decided to pick a weird shoe that nobody would ever wear in the future, and they chose Crocs. And then here we are in the future, and people wear Crocs.
All over the place.
Not my kids. So there's no ankle support, son. There's no ankle support. It's not just Bernie Sanders. Gavin Newsom also very confused on how to find a birth certificate. But that wasn't the only thing that got Gavin Newsom in some hot water over the weekend. We'll talk about it when we get back. 10:30, Super Talk, 99.7 WTN.
I'm Joan Jones with your top stories. President Trump weighing whether or not to use military strikes against Iran as the U.S. and Iran are set to have another round of talks on that country's nuclear programs later this week. We get more from ABC's Ian Pannell.
As tensions rise between the U.S. and Iran, the White House denying reports that Chairman of the Joint Chiefs Dan Cain is advising the president against striking the Iranian regime. On social media, President Trump calling the reports 100% incorrect, saying General Cain, like all of us, would like not to see war, but if a decision is made on going against Iran at a military level, it's his opinion that it'll be something easily won.
More U.S. military assets have made their way to the region, and anti-government protests in Iran continue. A retired school teacher from Chapel Hill has been arrested after he allegedly pulled out a weapon during a band rehearsal. Here's Channel 4's Lydia Fielder.
The TBI says they started investigating 53-year-old Harold Delk in September. He was arrested last week after he was indicted by a Marshall County grand jury. Delk turned himself in.
Now, Delk worked at Forest School in Chapel Hill, resigning in October of last year. He's been booked into the Marshall County Jail. Shares of IBM fell sharply yesterday after AI technology firm Anthropic's big news.
Anthropic has announced its tool for computer coding, which it calls Claude Code, now has the ability to write in a specialized coding language called COBOL. The Common Business-Oriented Language, as it's known, was invented in the 1950s. It's the type of computer code used for things like payment processing and retail transaction programs. Anthropic says Claude Code could be used to modernize COBOL systems, which analysts say poses a real threat to IBM and its competitors. Mike Dubusky, ABC News.
That is the latest news. We've got your weather up next. I'm Joan Jones, WTN News.
Hey, what's up? It's Chris Hand here from my friend Aaron Parker over at Parker Safes and Vaults in Shelbyville, and I trust these guys. Let me tell you why. They do business the old-fashioned way. They carry products that they believe in and only products they believe in. They answer their phone. They show up when they say they will, and they want to build long-term relationships with each and every single one of their customers. Parker Safes and Vaults in Shelbyville, they offer real safes, not the filing cabinet that you get at the big box store. No. These are fire-rated, theft-resistant gun safes, including UL-rated, TL, and TR safes, built to resist the craziest of attacks, like tool and torch attacks. Perfect for firearms, but they're even more important for those photo albums that you don't want to lose. Those passports, the family heirlooms, the jewelry, the precious metals. They're perfect for anything. Let's be perfectly honest. And if you want to find out which safe is right for you, Aaron Parker runs a YouTube page, Parker Safes on YouTube, and he provides a detailed review of each and every safe that's in stock. And Aaron knows security. He's a veteran with Air Force security experience. Aaron and his sons will handle everything, delivery and installation themselves, and they serve all of Nashville and the surrounding areas without hesitation. So call my guy Aaron today, 931-842-6445. Check out his YouTube page. Find out the right safe for you. Search Parker Safes on YouTube or see the entire inventory online, parkersafes.com. water softeners, betterwater.com. We got a big event tonight, State of the Union, Legend Steakhouse in Smyrna. We're going to be watching Donald Trump's State of the Union address while we chow down on some steak. Sounds like a good time. You could go, too, if you weren't caught slipping and you got your tickets already, but it's a completely sold-out event at this point. There's nothing we can do. It's out of our hands.
Could probably show up a little bit before. Maybe say hi to Murphy.
Hide in the bathroom until we get things started and then sneak back up.
They're doing pretty thorough checks from what I heard.
Oh, are they also? Anybody in here? Is that what they're going to do? Maybe.
Where's your ticket?
Maybe. Excuse me. Sorry.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, that could happen. That could happen. Somebody texted in, 4680. He texted and said, in order to get your steak tonight, you need to bring your birth certificate. That is true. We will be checking birth certificates at the door at our State of the Union address to make sure that you are who you say you are.
2 proofs of address.
Citizenship. You need to be a citizen if you're coming to the State of the Union.
Scout's honor.
Yeah. This isn't California. We're not doing the honor system here. Bring all your paperwork. Bring your papers, please.
Papers, please.
We're going to have a nice guy at the door. He's going to be wearing a brown suit, and he's going to be checking papers.
I'm here for it.
Is that what we're doing?
It's actually the local UPS guy.
Yes. Did you register to vote? We have a P.O. box for you. Gavin Newsom, he wouldn't be able to come tonight. His birth certificates are too hard. Birth certificates, it's a tough thing. It's very confusing. I mean, who even knows where they were born?
Yeah.
Right? Could you remember where you were born? I don't remember I don't remember anything from my first year of life. So how am I supposed to know? Gavin Newsom says birth certificates so hard.
And of course, we're not talking about the other aspects of the SAVE Act that go well beyond ID, and it goes to which is also part of Jim Crow, the history, and that is when it comes to registration, you got to find your birth certificate. If you know where yours is, I have no clue where mine is, or you have to passport, and 2/3 African Americans don't even have passports.
Passport, I was blocking on just then. But not only that, go out, get married,
yes,
and then square their married name with their birth certificate,
and that would be thrown out under that law.
Under that law,
yeah.
Doesn't every woman do this? I mean, minus the hyphenated leftist in the group. Doesn't every woman? Like, I listen. I don't know. My wife got married to me, and she had to change her last name. It was like one of the first things she did. She was excited to do it. Actually, it was like a fun, cool thing. It wasn't hard. But now she has a marriage certificate. She has her original birth certificate. We have them all. You know where we have them? In a fireproof safe from our friends at Parker's, because that's where you put those things. I don't even know where to look for my birth certificate. It says Gavin Newsom. I don't even know. I don't even know where mine is.
So that's what just passed the House of Representatives now needs to get the 60 in the Senate. So I like what Schumer said, dead on arrival.
Yeah, dead on arrival. Yeah, especially with leader John Thune dragging his feet. Gavin Newsom, he has no idea. Where do I even begin to look for this thing? You know, fun fact. Here's a fun fact for you. Gavin Newsom wants to ban teens under the age of 16 from social media, and the only way that they would be able to do this would be with mandatory ID verification across the entire internet. Now, listen, I'm not against keeping teens off of social media. I'm actually for that. I think it's a good thing. But you can't do it unless you have mandatory ID. So you would be fine with that, but you're not fine with it for voting in our country. Got it. Zohran Mamdani, he doesn't want you to have ID to vote, but he does need you to have ID to shovel snow. And that's been raising some eyebrows. You need 2 forms of ID if you want to be part of the emergency snow removal team in New York City. They just had a blizzard, a little bit of a nor'easter, and he's been trying to clean it up on CNN.
House Republicans are criticizing you for requiring workers to bring multiple forms of identification to sign up for that job. They tweeted, quote, "Let's get this straight. In Zohran Mamdani's socialist utopia, it takes 2 forms of ID to shovel snow, but no ID to vote. Make it make sense," unquote. What's your response to that, sir?
Well, here in New York City, we follow the law, and it's federal law to require certain forms of identification in order for someone to actually be paid for this kind of a job. And so that's what we're asking for, 2 forms of identification. It's a long-standing city program. It's a long-standing city policy.
Got it. So, no ID to vote, though. I don't know if Zohran Mamdani knows how dumb he sounds, but I know that you do. And I think that's enough for me. I think that's enough Zohran Mamdani for me. But we want the SAVE Act passed. You know, you heard Gavin Newsom say, Chuck Schumer said it's dead on arrival. They don't have the 60 votes. We have 50, though. We have 50, which means that if John Thune wasn't dragging his feet, we could get it done. We just need the 50, and then we need J.D. Vance the tiebreaker once the Democrats tap out because they don't want to talk anymore. And Chip Roy laid it out the other day. He's like, guys, we have the 50 votes. The only thing holding us up is John Thune.
Well, the good news is, as you know, we passed it out of the House. It's sitting in the Senate, and we have 50 senators who have said they support the bill. So now the question is, will the majority leader put it on the floor? He should. And will he force them to do their job, leave the nursing home, put the Jell-O away, go down to the floor of the Senate, and actually do their job and speak? That's all we're asking him to do. By the way, we're not asking for a change in the rules. We're simply asking that they force everybody to the floor. Well, but that's the point. We could have that debate. We're not even asking for that right now. We're literally just saying, go to the Senate floor and make your case, argue. Make them sit down there against the 85% issue. Make them do a real filibuster. Make them take Mr. Smith back to Washington again. And that, I think, will illuminate for the American people how out of touch Democrats are. And by the way, we're confident in this legislation. Look, I'm running to be Attorney General, chiproy.com, by the way. I'm running to be Attorney General. I'll defend this law. I will fight for Texas because we know that this is the right thing to do. It's common sense, and that's why the American people support it. Republicans need to call the bluff of Democrats on the Senate floor.
Yeah, and it's going to come down to John Thune. Is John Thune willing to call the bluff of the Democrats on the floor? Is John Thune willing to do anything for the Republican Party? Is John Thune willing to do anything to advance the mandate that the American people gave Donald J. Trump when they elected him to the presidency? I don't think he will. I'm out on John Thune. I'm not even mad. I'm just disappointed. 615-737-9986. Let's go to Hunter on line 1. Wants to talk about Bernie Sanders. What's up, Hunter?
Good morning, Chris. If I remember correctly, Bernie Sanders took his honeymoon in Soviet Russia. So this would be in the pre-internet days. He knows how to get a passport. Should we be concerned about his failing memory?
I think being concerned about his failing memory actually is a great point. Yeah, he took his honeymoon in Russia, so he needed to get a passport. And if you get your passport, that means you had your birth certificate. So...
Oh,
shucks. That's where I left it.
Yep.
I left it in Russia. Damn. Yeah. So Bernie can't find his birth certificate. Gavin Newsom can't find his birth certificate. The Gavin Newsom thing, where he's like, I don't even know where my birth certificate is. You know, that's not the biggest flub of Gavin Newsom this week. It's not. He was promoting his book over the weekend, and he was at some town hall event, and he is now upset that people are calling him out because he was doing the bigotry of low expectations when it came to black voters.
I'm not trying to impress you. I'm just trying to impress upon you. I'm like you. I'm no better than you. You know, I'm a 960 SAT guy. And I'm not trying to offend anyone, trying to act all there if you got 940. But literally a 960 SAT guy. I cannot, you've never seen me read a speech because I cannot read a speech.
That's Gavin Newsom talking to black voters. I'm just like you. I'm just like you. I bombed on the SATs. I can't read. I'm one of you. I'm one of you. Yikes. That's not a good look. Now, people will tell you the clip is taken out of context, but it's still the bigotry of low expectations. He was promoting his book where he talks about his struggle with dyslexia. Where have we heard that before? A president with a speech impediment. Remember Joe Biden? Oh, he's not slow. He's just he's getting over his stutter. Is this the same thing? Gavin Newsom said on X, as people are posting this clip and just roasting him, he said, "You didn't give an S about the president of the United States of America posting an ape video of President Obama or calling African nations S-holes, but you're calling me racist for talking about my lifelong struggle with dyslexia?" Yes. Yes, we are. See, the president video, he failed to mention that Joe Biden was also a monkey. It was a whole Lion King thing, and Donald Trump was the lion. He also failed to mention that it was an auto scroll up. You've ever been on social media when the video ends, it goes to the next video, and it was some staffer who screen recorded something and then posted it. This is what we're doing. Also, yes, a lot of these African nations are S-holes, and that has nothing to do with the color of their skin. That's just the status of their country. Sucks. It's one of the reasons why I don't think we need mass immigration here in America. Brain drain is a real thing. You do understand that, right? Anybody that's smart enough to get out of these S-hole countries come to America, and then you don't have any geniuses left to improve those S-hole countries. They should stay there and make their countries great again. I wish they would. But Gavin Newsom's is panicking. And one Republican was like, hey, yeah, I know your book was about dyslexia, but everything you said was racist. That Republican is Wesley Hunt, who is running for Senate in Texas. He's probably not going to win the Republican primary for Senate in Texas. It's probably going to be Ken Paxton, but Wesley Hunt's putting up a hell of a fight.
It would be incredibly insulting, but this is the Democrat Party, and this is how liberals think about us today. They're literally telling you who they are and how they really feel about black people. I call this the soft bigotry of low expectations.
Yep.
These people are so racist that they don't even understand how racist and how overtly racist all this stuff really is. And as a black man who clearly is educated and comes from a family of educated people, my sister, brother, and I, as I've said in the show many a day, are all West Point graduates. I earned 3 master's degrees from Cornell University. My brother is a Harvard Business School graduate. My sister, after West Point, got her master's degree in applied mathematics and was a West Point instructor, while both my brother and I were cadets at West Point. There's 60 years of military service in our entire family because my parents believed that Jesus plus education equals success.
It's amazing they did that with a 960 on their SATs. To be fair, that last line there, my parents pressed upon me that Jesus plus education equals success. Stealing that. That is an awesome parenting line. He's absolutely 100% correct. And the West Point stuff, unbelievable. 3 family members to get into West Point. My father-in-law went to West Point. We're actually very excited. My niece just got accepted into West Point. I don't know if she's going to go there, but huge congratulations to my niece, Anna. It's an unbelievable accomplishment. And I would love for my boys to one day go to West Point if that's in the cards. But that's a huge accomplishment. You don't get in there with a 960 SAT score.
That has nothing to do with the way that you look. And to see benevolent white liberals like Gavin Newsom sit there and say in front of a bunch of black people that I'm like you because I did poorly on my SAT. I am like you because I can't read. Well, I'm here to tell you, Mr. Gavin, sir, I can read and I can do some math for 2. 2 plus 2 is 4.
Oh, jeez.
Do not offend us and offend a lot of black people that worked incredibly hard to be where they are today because they did study and they did go to class and they did do very well and they are professionals. There are many of us out there that believe in hard work, grit, determination, and have achieved the American dream. This is what the Democrat Party thinks of us. Joe Biden said, if you don't vote for me, then you ain't black. Hillary Clinton with the hot sauce. Black people are too stupid to get an ID to vote because now that means it's Jim Crow 2.0. Kathy Hochul saying that these black kids in the hood, they don't even know what a computer is.
That's right.
We
missed that one, Congressman. Yes, you're right.
Yeah, he is right. And he nailed it. Wesley Hunt, he's a great great representative of black conservatives in America. And we need about 1,000 more Wesley Hunts. We need about 1,000 less Gavin Newsoms. It seems like those guys are popping up everywhere. 10:52. This is Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Hey, what's up? It's Chris Hand here from my friends at the Glock store. Y'all know I'm a strong Second Amendment supporter. We love the Second Amendment, but I don't just own the guns. I carry them. I carry them often. I'll be carrying them tonight. But owning and carrying isn't enough. You have to train. That's key. And real training isn't just standing in a lane, punching paper targets over and over and over again. I mean, you can do that 5,000 times and you're never actually going to be ready. That's where the Glock store comes in. Their Shoot 270 indoor ranges are absolutely next level. Real training rooms, not just lanes. You're working with professional instructors. You're running drills on multiple targets. You're practicing drawing from concealment until it becomes second nature. Owning a gun is a right, but knowing how to use it under pressure, that's responsibility. And at the Glock store, they make it simple. You go to shoot270.com, you book your appointment, and you're ready to train. The Shoot 270 indoor range is only at the Glock store, minutes from the airport, worth the drive from anywhere, and always open online. Shoot270.com and glockstore.com.
How
No,
do
you're
you
not
feel?
talking about voter.
All right, drivers, still got a crash blocking the left lane, 40 westbound at the Centerville-Dixon exit. That's going to be exit 172. That is a 17-minute delay. And Franklin got bridge repairs. It's blocking the left lane, 840 eastbound at 65. We had another gun at school in Middle Tennessee. We'll tell you where and what happened coming up at 11 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Seems like that's happening way too much recently.
Happened about every day since last week.
Like, that's insane.
Fortunately, they're catching it.
God is good.
Yes, sir. All the time.
Amen. Well, keep praying for the safety of these kids, and thank you to the administrators that are catching on to this stuff. Looking forward to the headlines with Ken Weaver on the way in less than 2 minutes. We were talking about Gavin Newsom. He's in hot water for his comments. He's like, I'm just like you, black voters. I can't read. I didn't score well on my SATs, and look at me. Wesley Hunt went in on him. He said, Mr. Gavin, sir. I was like, oh, my gosh. The absolute savage. Got a text here from 9009. Said, hold on, was it? He said, poor people are just as talented as white people. You forgot that one. Yeah, I didn't forget. This is the Democrat Party for you.
The thing we should do is we should challenge these students. We should challenge students in these schools to have advanced placement programs in these schools. We have this notion that somehow if you're poor, you cannot do it. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids.
Yikes. Yikes. This is what we get from the Democrat Party, the bigotry of low expectations. Wesley Hunt called it the soft bigotry of low expectations. I just think it's the bigotry of low expectations. My favorite line from that Wesley Hunt clip. My parents instilled upon me that Jesus plus education equals success. That's key. That's exactly right. Meanwhile, we still have a government shutdown going on. There are some changes coming to TSA and no paychecks for the Secret Service. We'll talk about all this and more on the way. Plus, we'll give you some more updates on the State of the Union. J.D. Vance sat down for an interview over the weekend, and he really laid the hammer down on Democrats, especially Democrats demanding reparations on President Trump's tariffs. I'll bring you all this audio and more on the way. A lot to get to, a little bit of time. Find us on social media, all the platforms, at Chris Hand on Air. That's on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, True Social, Blue Sky, and YouTube. You can also find us and watch the show on YouTube and Rumble. Hit like, hit subscribe, share the show with your friends. We'll be back in minutes after the headlines with Ken Weaver, which starts right now on Super Talk.
Eleven o'clock on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Drivers, I'm seeing a big backup if you are east and westbound 24 between, looks like the 65-24 split and Jolton. Very heavy traffic there, according to my map. A student at Riverdale High School in Murfreesboro found with a gun this morning after the school's weapons detection system flagged it. Administrators searching the 17-year-old found the gun in his jacket pocket. The student was taken into custody, sent to the Rutherford County Juvenile Detention Center. School leaders say that student will be expelled. Metro Police say a 56-year-old man is in custody after shots were fired at cars on Murfreesboro Pike. Officers say they found Terry Williams lying on the shoulder of the road with a handgun beside him. Investigators recovered 9 shell casings at the scene. Williams is charged with felony weapon possession, reckless endangerment, and 2 counts of aggravated assault. Wilson County Sheriff Robert Bryan says he's against a massive ICE detention facility being built in Lebanon. ICE is still in the due diligence phase, but the sheriff says the proposal calls for housing up to 16,000 detainees. He says a facility that large would overwhelm local law enforcement, emergency services, and infrastructure. Bryan says the site's proximity to schools and churches is also a major concern. Congressman John Rose agrees a facility this size may not be a good fit for Middle Tennessee. He was on with Dan Mandis this morning and was asked why there are so many stories about new ICE facilities.
I do think ICE is under a great deal of pressure to build out facilities. We know during the Biden administration, President Biden was actually closing down facilities because he had no intention of controlling the border or detaining the illegals that came into the country. And we know, you'll probably hear some of that tonight in the State of the Union address.
State officials warning Tennesseans about an unlicensed company selling health care coverage in the state. They say LifeX Research Corporation has been offering plans by claiming people can get insurance by becoming LifeX employees. But regulators say LifeX is not licensed to sell major medical insurance in Tennessee, and no legitimate insurer offers plans through them. Consumers are urged not to share personal information and to report any suspected fraud to the Tennessee Department of Commerce and Insurance. And Tennessee lawmakers have moved forward with a bill that would let students at very small private high schools try out for sports at their zoned public school. The measure applies only to private schools with fewer than 200 students. Supporters say it gives those students the same access that homeschool athletes already have. Opponents argue it's unfair for students to attend a private school academically while competing in public school athletics. And a rare total lunar eclipse is coming to Middle Tennessee early next Tuesday morning. Starts around 4:50 in the morning with totality starting just after 5. That's when the moon will slip fully into Earth's shadow and glow a deep red. If you want to see it, look to the western horizon before sunrise. That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
It's 11:06 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Hey, how are you? I'm Chris Hand. The show is brought to you by Better Water LLC. And the entire gang is going to be out tonight. Matt Murphy is going to be doing his whole show live at Legends Steakhouse in Smyrna. The crew, myself, Mandis, Benson, potentially Mason, potentially. We're going to be rolling in around 6 o'clock. It's going to be awesome. You excited?
Yeah.
Mason's super excited.
So excited.
Mason loves.
It's palpable.
I've had to calm him down all morning, Ken.
Guys, you can't come in this room with how much energy I have in here for tonight.
We don't even want to. We don't even want to. It's tough. Mason loves going to things that he's forced to go to. It's the most excited I've ever seen him.
Well, and
Bouncing off the wall.
He's so excited. He's got to wear a hat.
Yeah, he's got a hat.
I got to continue.
This is the first day in quite a while. Mason's wearing a hat. In case you didn't know, I know we don't have the producer camera on Super Talk TV right now, so we've missed out on the Mason Fro shimmy.
Little head shakes.
I do that with my kids all the time now. I'll literally say to my kids, I'll be like, "Who am I?" And I'll do the little shimmy, and I'll start fluffing the fro, and they're like, "Are you Mason?" And I'm like, "I'm Mason."
Yeah,
I'm shaving my head tomorrow.
The kids knew it. I just did the little shimmy, and we call it the Mason shimmy.
Yeah, and it's not even like intentional. It's a passive thing that I just do because I realize
Mason has the Gen Z fro.
Yeah,
and we've noticed a pattern. It's shimmy, fluff, shimmy every time.
Yep.
Now my son does the same thing.
He does the shimmy fluff.
Yeah, he's got a whole routine. I don't even think I think it just is automatic.
It's like one motion.
Yeah,
it's like there's no separation between the shimmy and the fluff. It's just a schluff.
Right. He runs his hand through his hair, then he shakes it. And I mean, my son's hair. I mean, it's out there. Him and Mason are running they're very close.
Big competition.
If you have a Gen Z fro and you are planning on coming to Legends Steakhouse tonight, you will need a birth certificate and a passport to get in.
I don't know where mine is. Where is it?
You better find it.
Oh no!
You better find it. All right, so
guess I can't go tonight.
I don't even know why I got off. I was going to talk about the government shutdown, and then I got focused on Mason's fro.
Yeah, that's because we said he was wearing a hat.
I think.
Yeah, the one time I decided to grow out my hair and.
If Democrats want youth voters, I think we need to see more politicians with the Gen Z fro.
Like, absolutely. I'm here for it.
Hakeem Jeffries should have the Gen Z fro.
Absolutely.
100%. I think that'd be a quick way to shut it down, too.
Fair.
Nobody would feel cool if Hakeem Jeffries was also rocking the shimmy and the fluff. The fro fluff.
It's not something Obama would do, so I don't think he would.
Obama would say like "if" 15 times while he was shimmying.
Yeah,
it would be all in one motion. If, and then he'd be fluffing. Hakeem Jeffries got hammered over the weekend on Fox News when it came to the government shutdown. You know, the Democrats are very upset, and they're shutting down the government, DHS in particular, because ICE is doing what ICE was always intended to do: round up illegal aliens and get them out. That's a bridge too far for the Democrats. So, to fight back against that, they have stopped funding TSA, FEMA, the Coast Guard, and other organizations inside DHS while not affecting ICE at all. Doesn't exactly make sense. Nothing the Democrats do. Hakeem Jeffries was asked about it on Fox News, and he said it's the GOP's fault. They control the House, the Senate, and the presidency.
You know, there's real worry now. TSA and FEMA are not going to get paid. There's a winter storm coming to your northeastern location there. Why take away funding from FEMA, from TSA, the Coast Guard, and others when ICE is fully funded? Why not reopen the government?
Well, let's remember, Republicans control the House, the Senate, and the presidency to the extent there is ever a shutdown, as was the case with the 43-day Trump Republican shutdown in the fall.
They cannot move forward out of a shutdown without Democrat votes. They can't do it. You guys have got to vote with them.
So let's talk.
And he gets all choked up. You know, the truth is tough to deal with sometimes. It's a Republican shutdown. It's a Trump shutdown. Yes, but you know the way the votes shake out. You understand we can't get to that 60-vote majority. We don't have enough Republicans in there. And to be fair, some of the Republicans we have are just absolute trash. Looking at you, Mitch McConnell, John Thune. They don't even want to vote for this thing from the jump. John Thune could have had this thing going with a talking filibuster a long time ago. He's just dragging his feet on it. And I think he's going to continue to drag his feet until we get too embroiled in midterm season. He goes, guys, it's too late. It's too late. We'll have to do it next session. That's probably what's going to happen. Let's be perfectly honest. In the meantime, TSA is not getting paid. FEMA's not getting paid. And I'll be honest, I'm not a huge TSA guy. Like, I'm not. I always end up getting fondled every time I go through an airport. Not a fan. Not a huge fan. I think they should privatize it. I think it should be airports' responsibility. I think it would be a lot more cost efficient than having the government run it. That being said, these TSA workers are just caught in the line of fire again. They have families to feed. They have rent that's due. They have car payments, and they should be getting paid. But the Department of Homeland Security said Sunday that they're going to be closing some things down because of this shutdown. In particular, the global entry program would be shut down as long as the partial government shutdown remains in effect. That announcement came after they had said Saturday night that they plan to shut down global entry and the TSA's pre-check program as well. DHS backtracked on that. Pre-check will still be open. They said as staffing constraints arise, TSA will evaluate on a case-by-case basis and adjust operations accordingly. I don't know. I mean, the pre-check lines, that actually makes sense to keep open, doesn't it? Instead of making people stand in lines. I don't know. But they say the turmoil at security and customs lanes is tied to that partial government shutdown that began on Valentine's Day after Democrats and the White House were unable to reach a deal on legislation to fund the Department of Homeland Security. So we're still dealing with this partial shutdown. Secret Service is also not going to be getting paid. And the president's not exactly happy about that, to say the least.
Sandra, good afternoon. Congress is back in session today after a 10-day hiatus, but there's no breakthrough to end the impasse over DHS. That means that Secret Service agents protecting the president are not getting paid. That bothers Republicans, especially after Sunday's episode at Mar-a-Lago.
The episode at Mar-a-Lago was when the armed lunatic stormed the gates and was shot and killed.
Secret Service is not funded because Democrats are not funding Department of Homeland Security. So those Secret Service agents that are on the ground there working, their department, their agency is not funded right now, putting them at risk of not being paid to do their always inherently dangerous work.
This is the third major incident involving the president's safety since he was shot in 2024 in Butler, Pennsylvania.
I would add it's the third major incident we know about. There very well could have been other incidents that didn't make the press, didn't make the papers, but this is the third major incident since that assassination attempt in Butler, Pennsylvania.
DHS and the Secret Service play a big role protecting State of the Union at the Capitol tomorrow night.
But people just seem to be opposing him from every angle, and this is not the answer. Yeah. Violence is never the answer.
President Trump has the majority of America, but he does have people who will cause time and time again people to do and think what you saw again now at Mar-a-Lago.
Democrats are refusing to fund DHS until they score reforms at ICE. There's no urgency from Democrats. The sides remain far apart.
And ICE remains funded for years thanks to the big, beautiful bill. So it's all for naught. They're just going to keep kicking and screaming as best they can. That Mar-a-Lago incident was, it's a bit infuriating that this is still going on. The man who stormed President Trump's Mar-a-Lago with a shotgun was 21-year-old Austin Tucker Martin. His family reported him missing as soon as he disappeared, and then they found out exactly where he was, like the rest of us did, via the news.
Shot and killed an armed man who unlawfully entered the perimeter at Mar-a-Lago early this morning, at 1:30 this morning. The Associated Press is out with some new details right now. They have named, and we have confirmed the name of the suspect, 21-year-old Austin Tucker Martin. According to the Associated Press in this bulletin that just crossed, he was reported missing by his family a few days ago. Investigators believe he headed south and picked up a shotgun along the way, and they think that because they found a box for the shotgun in his car. The FBI is right now asking people that live near Mar-a-Lago to check their doorbell cameras, check any cameras that they have in their yards, so they can figure out exactly how this guy got into the area. But it is now believed, according to the AP, that he might have piggybacked behind a vehicle entering Mar-a-Lago lawfully when the gate opened. For more on this right now, let's go to Fox.
I mean, lunatics doing lunatic things. Let's just call it what it is. The motivation behind Austin Tucker Martin, Daily Mail reports that he was radicalized by the Epstein files, said he was obsessed over the Epstein cover-up, and that he comes from a family of avid Trump supporters. Austin Tucker Martin, this is from Daily Mail, shot and killed Sunday morning after entering President Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate. Braden Fields, Martin's cousin, reacted with disbelief, calling him quiet and saying his family was almost entirely in favor of Trump. We're big Trump supporters, all of us, everybody. But his cousin was quiet, never really talked about anything. Martin himself was also allegedly a Trump supporter, they say, expressing his belief in Trump as recently as late last year, anonymous coworkers told TMZ. However, text messages uncovered by the outlet show that Martin may have been influenced by the DOJ's release of the Epstein files because of, just the cover-up, and he was radicalized by that. They say on February 15th, just a week before he was killed by law enforcement, he texted a coworker at Pine Needles Lodge and Golf Club in North Carolina about the files. Said, I don't know if you read up on the Epstein files, but evil is real and unmistakable. The best people like you and I can do is use what little influence we have, tell other people about what you hear about the Epstein files and about what the government is doing about it, raise awareness. President Trump, never been charged in the Epstein files. You know that. I know that. Everybody does. But the fact that we're not getting any charges, you can understand where the frustration's coming from. I don't think that frustration warrants getting a gun and going to Mar-a-Lago by any stretch of the imagination. But the rhetoric that has been out there, particularly from the left, is leading to more violence. Scott Bessent was talking about this over the weekend as well.
I just want to say, why do we look back here and think two assassins, would-be assassins dead, one in jail for life, and this venom coming from the other side. Look at this terrible, profane Senate commercial in Illinois. I would call for them to take that down. Take that down, because it is that kind of venom that we don't know whether this person was a mastermind, unhinged, or what, but they are normalizing this violence. It's got to stop. I want to congratulate Sean Curran and the Secret Service for protecting the president and his family.
Yeah, I mean, and luckily nothing happened. The shooter lost his life. No other injuries or deaths to report. But the rhetoric is there, and the rhetoric comes from the Epstein files. And I think some of the frustration is fair when it comes to the Trump administration. I think some of the criticism is absolutely fair. I mean, it was just yesterday we saw another arrest in England. This time, Lord Peter Mandelson. And we're wondering where the arrests are in America. We know that there are individuals involved in this that aren't going to be held accountable. And that's frustrating. You can understand where the criticism comes from for President Trump and his administration, but that doesn't mean you should be going outside with a shotgun by any stretch of the imagination or going onto Mar-a-Lago property. It'll end up for you just how it ended up for Austin Tucker Martin. But the Epstein stuff, I mean, we're still seeing a lot of movement here in America. CBS News contributor Dr. Peter Attia has resigned from the network after his ties to Epstein were exposed by the files, per the Hollywood Reporter. And it's nice to see resignations, but it's important to say that resignations aren't arrests. And everyone who has resigned is now just enjoying their money and their time off, and they're not going to face justice from the DOJ. They're going to have to answer to friends and family, but that's all they're ever going to have to answer to. And that's not enough. That's not enough, especially when you're seeing what's happening overseas. The brother of the king got arrested. Peter Mandelson got arrested.
No mistake about it, Mark. This is a seismic moment, not only for Peter Mandelson, but for British politics as a whole. 6 months ago, the man that you can see in the pictures was the British ambassador to Washington, one of the maybe half dozen most powerful figures in this country, personally appointed by Keir Starmer against elements even of his own better judgment, persuaded of it, we believe, by his then chief of staff, Morgan McSweeney, because he was thought to be the only man who could bridge the divide with Donald Trump's White House after the US president returned to the White House for the second time. Peter Mandelson believed to be the only person who could help Britain and sort out its trading and relationship with the US at this tricky time. Today, being taken away, as you can see, by police. Peter Mandelson has denied any wrongdoing, but I suspect there will be a lot of focus on those emails that we heard so much about, emails from the last time Gordon Brown was in the British government, when Peter Mandelson was in the British government. When Gordon Brown was Prime Minister, Peter Mandelson, then Business Secretary, alleged to have forwarded emails, that's what the Epstein emails suggested, forwarded emails to Jeffrey Epstein, potentially containing confidential government material.
And we can't get anybody on anything here in America? Nothing? It is frustrating. And everybody knows it. Niall Gardner said Peter Mandelson's arrest is big enough to bring down Prime Minister Keir Starmer, claiming Starmer personally intervened to place Mandelson in Washington, calling it a massive scandal. Nancy Mace is out there saying that the current Department of Justice has shut down all investigations into the Epstein files and will not pursue any future arrests. And before I play this clip from Nancy Mace, I think it's important to point out Nancy Mace was on this same show, Piers Morgan, saying, I'm willing to name some of the names, Piers. And now she's like, well, that's it.
Do you think there will be arrests in America?
No, I don't. I have no confidence in our justice system. I think it's a system of injustice. I think the way that these victims and others get justice are seeing people, if they're not going to go to jail, be removed from boards, be publicly shamed out of civil society, lose their companies. You're starting to see some of that. The dominoes are falling, but they're not falling fast enough. And that's why I'm really intent on getting all the files out there. I don't believe there's any more investigation. There are not going to be any more indictments because I believe Epstein was an intel asset, maybe of one or multiple nations. And that's why our country protected him and the information and videos and audio that he had on other world leaders. But until people go to jail, people want justice. And that's the only way we're going to get it right now.
She's right. And until people go to jail, nobody's going to feel like they got justice. Also true, Nancy Mace is saying that she knows some of the names, yet she's not spilling the beans either. So Nancy Mace is part of the cover-up. Everybody's part of the cover-up. It's 11:23. Super Talk, 99.7 WTN. Hey, what's up? It's Chris Hand here for United Structural Systems. You know them as USS. And when your foundation of your home is compromised, nothing else feels right. Every homeowner knows this. And a couple weeks ago, severe weather from Winter Storm Fern brought in freezing and then flooding and heavy moisture across Tennessee. When that soil becomes oversaturated or starts going through the freeze-thaw cycles, foundations take a hit. And this is why so many homeowners trust United Structural Systems. They've been doing the work since 1994, helping thousands upon thousands of Tennessee families repair and protect their foundation after storms. Their focus is on doing the job right the first time so you can feel confident in your home again. But USS, way more than a foundation company. They're just people who step up. This March, they're taking part in their 10th Habitat for Humanity build in Ashland City. Got 25 volunteers lined up. They're going to help frame and install roof trusses for a family in need. That tells you everything you need to know about this company, everything you need to know about their employees. They step up. They show up. And they do the work that needs to be done. If you've noticed cracks, moisture, shifting after severe weather, don't wait. Call United Structural Systems today. 615-488-7855, 615-488-7855, or find these guys online, USSTN.com.
All right, drivers, got that road work. It is 24 westbound between Waldron Road and Old Hickory Boulevard. That is a 22-minute delay there in Rutherford County. Bridge repairs, right lane blocked, 840 eastbound at 65. And I'm still seeing very heavy traffic westbound 24 on the way to Jolton right after you get out of downtown. And a weapons detection alert at a Rutherford County high school leads to a startling discovery. Details coming up at 11:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
That's Ken Weaver in the newsroom. Looking forward to the headlines in less than a minute here on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Tonight, we are at Legend Steakhouse. State of the Union is coming to a TV near you, and you can watch it if you can't make it out to Legend Steakhouse. Matt Murphy's going to be doing his whole show out there live. We'll be on the air until about 8 when everything kicks off. And then you'll be able to hear the State of the Union live on your radio. And you can join us on YouTube if you want to watch the lead up. And we'll have the whole thing for you here on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. J.D. Vance was asked about the State of the Union. Said Donald Trump is going to go full 2026, golden age in his messaging. He's got a lot to talk about.
Ahead of the president. But look, you're going to hear a lot about the importance of bringing jobs back into our country, of reshoring manufacturing, of all these great factories that are being built. But when they turn on and you're hiring thousands of American workers per factory, that's when the real Trump boom, I think, starts. I think he's going to talk about regulatory change, the importance of lowering energy prices for American citizens, because, you know, if you lower a person's gas bill or you lower a person's electricity bill, yeah, that's good because they're paying less money for gas and electricity. But it also means the farmer who is taking the food to the grocery store, that price goes down because the farmer's paying less for gas and electricity too. So you'll hear a lot about the Trump energy boom, which is very powerful. We've got record low energy prices, and that's a very good thing to point to.
So you're going to hear a lot about cutting food costs, lower gas prices, how that energy cost is going to ripple through the economy. One thing that he said there, I've been saying for months, he's like, yeah, you're hearing about all these factories that are being built, but wait until they start hiring Americans. And I've said this, how many times have I said this? We're not even at full strength yet with the Trump economy. They planted a bunch of seeds in year one. We're about to start seeing some fruit. $18 trillion in investments came in. The manufacturing is coming back. And soon the jobs are going to follow. We're not at full strength yet. Donald Trump is going to make the case tonight what full strength is going to look like for the rest of 2026. And I'm looking forward to the speech. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys at Legend Steakhouse as well in Smyrna. On the way, we got the lightning round. I got some good stories. I got some good stories in the lightning round. We'll start with Jasmine Crockett. Did you know that she's not campaigning on the fact that she's a black woman? I didn't know that either.
What?
I know. I thought that was a selling point. She's not. We'll explain that to you on the way. 11:31 Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast coming up in 5 minutes. Rutherford County School says a weapons detection system stopped a gun from entering Riverdale High School today. The device alerted administrators who searched a 17-year-old student, found a gun in the student's coat. Student detained, taken to juvenile detention, charges still pending. District officials say that system's doing what it's designed to do, keep weapons out of schools. Extra security added at Lewis County Schools today after a phone threat involving an elementary student. District says it learned of the threat early this morning and immediately increased security at the elementary, intermediate, and pre-K campuses there in Lewis County. Investigators traced the call to a small town near Santa Cruz, California. The FBI now working to determine whether the threat was credible. The Wilson County Sheriff voicing strong opposition to a proposed ICE detention center that could be one of the largest in the country. Sheriff Robert Bryan says the project being considered along Highway 109 could hold between 14 and 16,000 detainees. He argues the impact on public safety and county resources would be too much. Bryan says his office will keep pushing for transparency as ICE weighs its options. And the reward for information about Nancy Guthrie has increased. And as ABC's Sherry Preston reports, the money is coming from the Guthrie family itself.
In the latest video from Savannah Guthrie, the Today host admits her mother may no longer be alive. However, the family still needs closure. So she, her brother, and sister
are offering a family reward of up to $1 million for any information that leads us to her recovery.
The family is also donating $500,000 to the Center for Missing and Exploited Children for families going through a similar situation. Sherry Preston, ABC News.
That's the latest news. Weather is next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Hey, what's up? It's Chris Hand here for my friends at Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. And when winter storms come to Nashville, they don't mess around. We saw that firsthand just a couple weeks back. Power outages, frozen lines, burst pipes. What starts as a small issue can turn into a major home disaster really fast. This is why now is the time to call Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, the team you trust when it matters most. You can get some great savings on some items that will absolutely protect your home for the long haul, like a 40% off deal on a whole home surge protector with any electrical repair. You can protect your home from sudden outages and damaging voltage spikes before the next storm rolls in. If freezing temps have already done a number on your plumbing, Busy Bee's offering $500 off select whole home water repipes. You can fix it the right way before a small leak becomes an expensive flood. If you're dealing with a stubborn clog, they still got the 93 or free residential mainline special. They clear it or you don't pay for it. Simple as that. This winter, stay safe, stay warm, and stay ahead of the damage with Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. 615-775-7833. 615-775-7833. BusyBeeHVAC.com.
You know, there's real worry now. TSA
It's 11:37, Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Hey, how are you? It's Chris Hand. Show's brought to you by Better Water LLC. You can find me all over social media. I'm on just about every platform except for Facebook, at Chris Hand on Air. I uniformed across all of them, at Chris Hand on Air. Find me on Twitter, True Social, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Blue Sky. Hit like, hit subscribe, hit follow, do whatever. You know, the thing.
Do the thing.
Do the thing. Do the thing. I appreciate you guys doing the thing. We're going to be doing the thing tonight. Looking forward to it. Matt Murphy's getting there around 3 o'clock. He's going to be doing his whole show live out of Legends in Smyrna. And then myself, Mandis Benson, we're going to be rolling in around 5 or 6-ish, and we'll be jumping on air. We'll be going on the radio live up until the time for the State of the Union. If you're not joining us at Legend Steakhouse, you will be able to hear the entire State of the Union address on Super Talk 99.7 WTN this evening, and you'll be able to watch all the shenanigans at the Steakhouse on YouTube. Did you hear that Matt Murphy said people are going to be allowed to autograph Dan Mandis' head?
Ooh.
Did you hear that?
Gonna sign it in A1 steak sauce.
Ken was there for that. So a lot of people blame Murphy for this stuff, and I feel like Ken's just like playing the background, planting seeds for this kind of shenanigans. Everybody knows you are. He's like, I just do the news, and it's like, by the way, wouldn't it be funny if somebody said Dan was going to allow autographs on his head?
Oh, brother Dan Mandis, I mean, he will barely allow a hug. I cannot see autographing his head.
This is why Ken was planting the seeds. He thinks it's hilarious. You hear him, he can barely get through the break. Like, somebody's going to need to go check on Ken.
It's because I can picture it.
Oh, we can all picture it. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. I heard Murphy's bringing Sharpies. Multicolor.
Oh, man.
Multicolor.
There will be green. There will be blue.
I'm here for it.
Everybody is. So, Ham texted. He said, Ken just does the news, boys.
I just do the news, boys.
And he plants seed for trouble in between the commercial breaks, just so you know that.
I'll tell you what'd be a good idea, boys. Writing your name on Dan's head.
It'd be a shame if somebody came up with an idea. You know how uncomfortable Dan would be. Don't say anything like that on the air, Matt. And then Ken just walks away. It's like, wow, Murphy, that's a great idea. Who would have thought of something like that?
Murphy came up with that idea.
Yep.
Oh, my gosh.
Yep.
So good.
Hey, you know what time it is? It's time for the lightning round.
It's the lightning round with Chris Hand.
We do it every day at this time. All the stories that we didn't think could fill a whole segment, stories that we didn't have time to get to, and a bunch of other craziness. We like to call it the lightning round. Will Dan Mandis have his head autographed? Find out tonight at Legend Steakhouse in Smyrna. Or find out by watching the live stream. YouTube and Rumble.
One way or another.
Hit like and subscribe. Hit the little bell for your notifications so you can find out if Dan's getting his dome piece autographed.
We'll put the full video up.
We will. We'll do a little short.
Like that so fast.
We'll do a little short. See what happens. First story in the lightning round. Jasmine Crockett. Everybody knows the name. People don't think it'd be like it is, but it do. The name recognition's there. Jasmine Crockett is one of the shining stars of the Democrat Party, and everybody knows it. You're a bigot if you don't think so. But one thing that she's not going to do is she's not going to weaponize her skin color for votes. It's not in her. It's not in her. And she made that point the other night during a campaign event, saying that she is not running on the fact that she is a black woman. Oh, hang on one second. Oh, I got too much audio running in the background. Nobody needs to hear Hakeem Jeffries again. This is Jasmine Crockett. The other night, she's like, guys, I'm not running on the fact that I'm a black woman.
But I am not running on the fact that I'm a black woman.
Stunning and brave. She's running on merit only. Also, Jasmine Crockett.
Black women have ever hurt us. Black women. It is black women. I woke up as a black woman. I didn't become the 55th black woman nor elected to the Congress, and the 22nd black woman ever elected to the State House, and the 4th black woman elected to go to D.C. from Texas. I can tell you that my path has always been a little different and a little bit more challenging.
Yeah, so she's not campaigning on that. So get that thought out of your mind. Merit only with Jasmine Crockett. Has nothing to do with she was black. I didn't even know she was black. Did you know? I had no idea.
No idea.
Well, she hasn't been campaigning on it. She would never do anything like that.
I don't think she's brought up once.
I don't think so either. Speaking of which, that Senate race is getting dicey. It's getting dicey. I didn't expect it to be as dicey in the Democrat primary as it's gotten. James Tallarico, the CBS hoax, where they said the Trump's FCC shut down the interview, and then that wasn't the case. And then, like, you randomly have Jasmine Crockett and Donald Trump on the same side of an argument. It just felt weird. It felt very, very weird. One Texas voter doesn't think that Jasmine Crockett has what it takes to win. She's really upset about it, too. And she's going to be voting for James Tallarico.
So, yes, we need a fighter. And I was so ready to vote for Jasmine Crockett because I love her. But I voted for Tallarico because we need somebody who can win.
Oh, she's broken up about it. She is broken up about that. I wonder if her vote would have changed had Jasmine Crockett campaigned on the fact that she was a...
Black women have ever hurt us. Black women. It is black women. I woke up as a black woman. I didn't become the 55th black woman nor elected to the Congress, and the 22nd black woman ever elected to the State House, and the 4th black woman elected to go to D.C. from Texas. I can tell you that my path has always been a little different.
Yeah. Do you think that lady would have voted for her had she known she was a black woman? Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe. Potentially. Got another story right here in the lightning round.
Another one.
Ooh, I like that. Is that on a rotator? Do you have more than one? Another one?
No. It's the one, the solid, the only needed.
Another one.
I don't know why it makes me so happy. I start, I have my background is in hip hop radio. Like that's where I start. Jamming 94.5 in Boston. Boston's number one for blazing hip hop and R&B. And some of the first records that I played on radio was DJ Khaled.
Let's go.
And now here I am, just a couple decades later, and I'm playing DJ Khaled on a conservative news talk station.
Another one.
Feels weird.
Full circle.
It feels weird, but I like it. All right, another one. Lightning round. I like Dennis Quaid, guys. I like Dennis Quaid a lot. The Rookie was fantastic. Everybody knows it. Did you cry when you watched The Rookie? Of course you did.
Yeah, if you don't, you're not.
You're either Canadian or communist if you don't.
Absolutely.
Dennis Quaid, number one in our hearts. Rips Hollywood for going too far left, says Trump is really genuine and cares about his supporters. Longtime Hollywood star Dennis Quaid is afraid the industry has gone too far left, and he thinks Trump gets a bad rap in La La Land. I think maybe this would have been actually a little bit more brave and stunning had he said it, 10 years ago. But at this point, it's just, the comments come as wallpaper. I do like Dennis Quaid. The Rookie was fantastic. I don't know any other Dennis Quaid movies. Do you know any other ones?
I saw him for the first time in The Parent Trap, where Lindsay Lohan played twins.
Did you cry during that one too?
No.
The lies.
Stop.
Quaid made his comments on the latest posting of Pastor Greg Laurie's The Greg Laurie Show podcast, in which the Reagan star said that Hollywood is far too extreme now. What's wrong, bigot? You don't like your Transformers to actually accentuate the trans? Sorry. What's the deal? You don't like Coco Melon frying out your baby's dopamine receptors? You stupid racist? Sorry. He said things have gone so extremely, so far left right now. I saw a podcast. It was Bill Maher and Dana Carvey, and I'm forgetting the other guy's name. But anyway, it was Dana Carvey who said, I've told my friends in Hollywood I'm a Clinton Democrat, and now some of them are calling me a Nazi. Quaid added that liberals now consider a traditional conservative Democrat as something akin to being a Nazi, adding that it's the same thing as being a neocon on the right or whatever. What you used to be, you can't be anymore. The 71-year-old star said he calls himself a common sense independent, but also admitted that he is more conservative in my head. You can listen to that podcast wherever podcasts are available if you feel the need to. Again, would have been a great comment 15 years ago. I'm not knocking him for coming out and saying it now. It's just a lot safer in today's climate to make a bold statement like that. It's not even bold anymore.
Not really.
It's not. Is that would you classify that as stunning and or brave?
A while ago, yeah. No.
Today, no.
No, not today.
It's 2026. Everybody knows.
Step it up.
Everybody knows. You should have called
Rookie
that.
numbers.
Should have called out whole milk if he wants to make a statement. Which leads us to our next story in the lightning round.
Another one.
Whole milk is racist.
Oh, yeah?
Wicked racist. Do you drink whole milk?
I can't drink milk.
Well, then you are not a good racist.
Sorry. Oh, no.
This is from the New York Post. Utter nonsense. Classic.
Dan would love that.
Classic. Woke New York City professor makes claim that whole milk is racist. It is. It absolutely is. And if you disagree, take a look in the mirror, pal. Take a long gaze in the mirror. What? You're not eating your cereal with water? Well, congrats. You're a bigot. The bipartisan push to put whole milk back on school menus is rife with secret racial meaning and smacks of bigoted messages, a lefty-lipped college professor whined. His name is Arthur Kaplan, who, if you were listening to the crisscross handoff with Dan Mandis earlier this morning, Joan Jones said, good friend. Good friend. Good friend. I might be paraphrasing a little bit. She knew him. Arthur Kaplan teaches bioethics at New York University, slammed the Fed's latest legislation, the Whole Milk for Healthy Kids Act, which President Trump signed on January 14th, claiming whole milk has become a symbol for white supremacists. It's white, after all. Duh.
This is just lazy writing.
No. It gets better. He wrote all of this in a Bioethics Today blog. You don't read Bioethics Today?
No.
He said, and I quote, Nazis were enamored of whole milk as well. Oh. What else? What else did the Nazis do? Nazis ate steak. Oh, jeez.
Do you know Nazis brush their teeth every day?
What?
Shocking.
I had no idea. Nazis were enamored with whole milk. He said, I'm suspicious. Milk drinking is political. Drinking whole white milk has played a big role in racist and far-right thinking. In America, drinking whole milk has for years been a part of the alt-right white nationalist messaging in tweets, memes, and videos. Has it? Has it? I've read some pretty alt-right, pretty racist stuff over my years. And never saw them bring up whole milk. Never. You should have said raw milk is racist. That would have been the route. That's the move. You call raw milk racist. Right? I think that would have been easier. But he's suspicious. Kaplan's efforts to take the left's battle against American traditions into the dairy aisle was quickly stomped under the hooves of some serious bovine backlash. All right, did the New York Post just run this through ChatGPT and say, I need every cow pun known to man? Fit them in. Fit them in where you can fit them in. Our government is taking bold steps to strengthen school nutrition, including the Whole Milk for Healthy Kids Act, which would bring whole milk back to school cafeterias, U.S. Department of Agriculture spokesperson told the Post. To suggest otherwise is completely false. Still, Kaplan beefed that the ability to guzzle whole milk has become a sign of strength and genetic health and used to mock non-whites. That's not true. Mason's white, and I mock him all the time for not being able to drink milk. I mocked you earlier in this break. Images of white people chugging milk are popular on racist sites. E.g., if you can't drink milk, you have to go back. Mason, where are you from? Got to go back. Oh, jeez. Yeah, so milk is racist. Round of milk on me tonight at Legend Steakhouse. Round of milk. I'm buying everybody in attendance a glass of whole milk.
Yeah, you can make milk steaks.
We're going to have fun. Is there actual milk in a milk steak?
I think so.
I have no idea.
I don't know.
I'm probably not going to do.
Yeah, it's probably for the best. I don't.
No. Do I have time for one more?
You got time for one more.
All right, I'll do this one quick. One more in the lightning round.
Another one.
I feel kind of bad doing this at lunchtime.
Oh, no.
I do. You're going to have a hard time washing down your whole milk after this story. Owensboro, Kentucky. Not too far away.
No.
Pretty close. Rock throwing distance. Officers responded to a 911 call. There was a report of a man having sex with a dead deer on the side of the road. Yep.
Never mind. We don't have any more time.
They say it happened on Philip Stone Way Saturday. Officers responded and said they found Alan Osborne still in the area and still with his pants down. They say that the blood and deer hair were on his clothes. When they got him to jail to change, they said blood and deer hair were also around his privates. Police say sexual crimes against an animal is a Class D felony, carries a penalty of 1 to 5 years in prison. I hope he gets all 5.
And more.
Dude, you see the picture of this guy?
I don't want to.
He looks like the kind of guy that would have sex with a dead deer. That's all I'm going to say. 11:54. Super Talk. 99.7 WTN.
Another one.
11:59, Super Talk 99.7 WTN. My name is Chris Hand. Mason Fleming producing. Ken Weaver in the newsroom. Chad Benson's in the studio. Super excited. Legend Steakhouse in Smyrna tonight. Steak of the Union.
Oh.
It's going to be a blast.
It is. So there we go. So with that, what are you wearing?
I don't know. What are you wearing?
I don't know. If they'll let me wear shorts, maybe I do that. You know me.
You just wear what you're wearing now.
I've thought about it. I thought, what the hell do I care? This is what I look like, right? I'm showing up. I wear shorts all the time. That's what I am. Otherwise, you guys are getting the shark outfit.
Ooh. The shark outfit actually might be the move.
That might be the move.
That's probably the move.
Yeah.
It says that, like, you're about business.
Yeah. It's the shark of the union.
But you're a little dangerous.
That's exactly. At any given time, you could pay the price.
I like it. You should wear the shark
I heard
outfit.
you guys talking to Dan today about all of his hats that he's hoping to wear.
He's got some fancy scally caps that he's going to break out
Some
for the
fancy
night.
scally caps.
He doesn't know which one it's going to be yet, but it's a good one.
He should wear one of those ones from like the gangs in New York, like Butcher Bill, the one that was like 8 inches tall or whatever. It's like huge. That'd be awesome.
I love it. Well, looking forward to seeing you guys tonight at the State of the Union. Don't forget, the entire speech will be on the radio, and you'll be able to watch all of our shenanigans at Legend Steakhouse on YouTube as well. So hit like, hit subscribe, and do all that on your way out the door. You know, do the thing.
Do the thing.
Do the thing.
Do the thing.
We appreciate you doing the thing. Chad Benson's in next. It's 12 o'clock on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.